that we need to learn under the wellness concept, right? Can anyone here remember 4 S's? What the first one? My model, right? Wellness tourism activities complies with 4 S's. Activities. What is first S? Spa, therapy, and massage. The second S, sport, leisure, and recreation. And the third S, slow. What does it mean by slow food? Healthy food. It's opposite to fast food. Last one, last S. Spiritual. Oh, that's very good. Thank you very much. I have energy to teach you now. Okay, today we will cover, because this project, we are focused on spiritual, okay? So spiritual retreat tourism will be under one of the wellness tourism. So the project focus on spiritual. Our course for 10 days, we will emphasize on spiritual. But the other 3 activities that I put in the model, the details are in the lecture day 1. All right. I will not go to detail too much because today we will follow the schedule that we need to do that. Okay. So up until now, you maybe already understand what is spiritual tourism. Yeah. Can anyone here can summarize briefly that what is spiritual tourism? How many type of spiritual retreat tourism? How many type? I will ask you final exam, this one. Yeah, 2. Yeah, spiritual that related to religion and not. You see. So when the people talk, when the people talk about spiritual religion, the people think that, oh, it means religion or not. Yeah. But sometimes the people say, no, I don't want to go to the temple. I don't want to go to church. I don't want to go to mosque. I just want to relaxing. I want to meditate. And I have no religion. And the people will feel offended by the activities if we provide for them. So we have to separate the activities. That activity can be both heal the spiritual healing, right? If you don't go to the temple to do meditation as a religion, you just want to be sitting there calm and meditate, and that you also healing yourself as well. So many people are confused in this current time. Many people still cannot conceptualize the word spiritual retreat. So when I study on this area, and I think that it would be better to make you guys understand easier that spiritual is 2 types. One is we're not gonna link to religion, yeah, because religion is all about spiritual. You go to the temple, you go to the whatever sacred place. That's just for the blind faith, right? Do you understand the word blind faith? We don't see that, but we feel that, we believe that. Who have experience about feeling, or you walk to the place, I feel this room have the ghost. No, just kidding. You scared? No, I don't scare. I talk to the ghost. The ghost is nothing. Okay, the feeling, what is it? Maybe we talk in that we feel the spirit of God, right? You walk in, you don't see that, but you believe. For example, like I went to monastery here. The people said that this is a very sacred place. You need to pay respect. Many times monk came here chanting, do puja. In Thailand we call busha. Similar word that I can make myself remember. You call puja, right? Puja? Puja. Puja. In Thailand we call pusha. Similar, but mean the same thing. We worship or we making merit to our God. So today, what I will cover for you, actually, lecture 4 and 5 will be in the same file, okay? But I have to separate for the school. Spiritual retreat tourism and destination development. What I will talk about today, I want to cover the we will separate between the type of spiritual retreat. We will talk about religion, the relationship of the wellness, spiritual and religion tourism, and I maybe give more example in the other word, so you can perceive the idea what spiritual tourism and religion in the other in outside Ladakh, what it's like. Okay, maybe I won't come to tell you what Ladakh like. You know more than me. So the case study and many other places that I give it to you, I will give you more knowledge about other perspective of the spiritual tourism. Especially, I will give some festival that related to religion and spiritual in Thailand. Very interesting. And then I will give you some a case study where I do my research project. I already sent you two PDF file. It's about journal that I wrote. There we talk about the behavior of spiritual tourists in Thailand case study. And also I'm talking about a model to develop destination branding for spiritual tourism for millennial. Okay, millennial people, it means the people who are Gen Y. Okay, so I will have two case study at being published in the book chapter and also in the journal. We will read through that and then I will go through that with you. How we will develop in a theoretical way. We need to understand the concept. Okay, of course, and the regulatory structure and social logistic need for the movement of the Buddhist tourists. So now we will have a look at um, in our life, as I always give importance to the human being rather than you look at in some other materialistic to help you to feel happiness. So, can you tell me the difference between the word? Yesterday I asked you, right? What is happiness? What make you happy? And can you tell me the difference between happiness and peace? I hope they're not that too hard question. What do you think? What is different between happiness and peace? What does happiness mean? Yesterday, if I give you some definition about quality of life, yeah, quality of life is you happy with something, yeah, you happy with talking to friends, you happy cooking, you happy, yeah. So said yeah. What you enjoy music? So yeah, that happiness. The thing make you happy, right? So now I ask you that what is different between happiness and peace? Yes. Yeah.
Peace is something that makes you feel calmness and
You be
peaceful.
calm
Yes.
without do anything, right? Yeah. That's good. That's very good. Describe. So peace is mean that you don't have to do anything. I can sit here and have peace. I'm happy with you because you make me happy. That is separate. Peace mean that if anywhere I go, that I can have a peace of mind and I can be calm. I can be peaceful. Feel peaceful mean that is the ultimate of the doing spiritual activities. Nothing can make you peaceful. Only the way that you learn in spiritual way and those activity only, in my opinion, will make you peace. Okay? So that word is separate. You have to divide that. Okay? Happiness is different. Happiness is happy. You have to do something make you happy, and then you maybe feel happy when you see your parents healthy. Yeah, you see your friends and something like that. So this is what it's about. The ultimate end of human life is enriched by possession of every kind of good, enjoyment, every type of satisfaction. Whatever make you happy, what make you happy, and bring you peace. And then, as I said, there are many places that is a regional hotspot about tourism, spiritual tourism. So if you have a look on the right where I circle, there are many types of tourists. Okay, there are leisure, recreation, medical, wellness, wellness lifestyle and holistic or services. But I want to emphasize on the red circle that it talk about talk about the wellness. And if you see the hotspot from Australia, Far East, where is a hotspot that the highest percent, if you can see, the highest percent for the wellness, lifestyle, based service, nutrition, fitness, and consultation. Who is good eyes now? Thank you very much. You are focused on that, right? How many percent? 19% is the highest, right? The maximum of the spot for the tourists to go for the spiritual or wellness lifestyle, okay? Southeast Asia. Oh, if you have a look at the spiritual services, okay? Which group? Green one, what is represent the green one? Families with kids, yeah? And what the red one? Generation Y or the youth? Yeah, how about the blue one? For the only gender, right? I don't know why they're separate. No woman there. Don't be get offended by women, okay? This is the statistic that I found. So what does it tell? Okay, from the first slide and this slide, what did it tell you? The first one, they want to tell you that the place for the spiritual or the wellness is in Southeast Asia. As I told you also yesterday that the type of the wellness in the Western different from the Southeast Asia, right? In the Western are more luxury, are more beauty, are more the spa, massage, but for the Asian culture is oriented of culture and spiritual and the Asian culture style. So why I wouldn't surprise, right? The second slide said that the hotspot for the spiritual tourism is in our area because our culture. And then for who? Who is the highest number that interested? Single? Are you sure? Red one? Spiritual service, red one, Gen Y. You see that? Okay, look at again, spiritual services, right? You have, hang on, they have, yeah, single, you're right. Sorry, my apology. The highest one is single, and the second, Gen Y, yes, and the third one, men, and the last one, family. Would you surprise at all? I wouldn't. Why family is less? Why the family is less interested in spiritual? Can you give me the answer? Very easy answer, this one. Why the statistic of the family type of tourists have less interested in spiritual tourism? Easy. The answer close to you. They're busy. Correct. Well done. Because they've been busy, right? They have no time. Their brain, they're busy. This is very common. So that is if we will target to develop the spiritual activities for the tourists, who you should target? Leave the family behind for now when they finish with their kid, right? Because their brain are not they have full with the family, look after kid and earning money, so they don't have time for to sitting there and peaceful mind walk in the forest. Yeah, so very commonly. So why that we a basic understand most of the people who are interested, it's singles. I'm not sure why single, but maybe some people who single um, and then they are um, aim to seek something in their life. I met many people as are single and young. They go to do trekking and then they're just sitting there and meditate. So this kind of person might be like something like that. It doesn't mean not all young single will be like that, but I think because they have time to explore themselves, they didn't tell age. But another important one is I want you to focus is that on Gen Y, okay? Gen Y, the youth. This is what my focus of my research. I like to focus on this specific group that how do they um, make decision to join the spiritual activities for this group, the Gen Y. So that is where is my book chapter came from. Now we're gonna have a look at the relationship of wellness. As I said in day one, wellness is about something the people seeking to optimize the health well-being, right? Wellness is a talk about that, right? I said most of the four activities talk about that, right? I said most of the four activities will give you 5 wellness attributes. Yeah? What is the first one? Physical. Second one, mental. Third one, emotional. Fourth one, social well-being. And the last one, spiritual well-being. So 4SS activity must give these 5 attributes. When I participate in any other activity, and also even you only participate in spiritual. If I ask you that, I try to link now that how spiritual activity linked to wellness. If I said participate in spiritual retreat, for example, I join the yoga and I'm doing meditation. How meditation and yoga make me have a physical well-being? What does it mean by physical? Yesterday I told you. Appearance, right? Fit, look good, look young. Yeah? Yeah. So how yoga, meditation give you the benefit about physical, okay? Physical means physical appearance. Why I said that? Professor said that is do yoga and meditate make me look beautiful, make me look very peaceful. Can you tell that?
Because when you do yoga, you perform different asanas,
Mm.
which helps you burn your fat or any.
Mm. Yeah, that you are right. One of them is physical. When you do yoga for 1 hour, you sweat like, you know, a lot of sweating. And then when you sweat, you maybe also burn your fatty or something. But actually, yoga is not the exercise, but the benefit. Yeah, yoga is about being yourself reunite between body and soul. But doing yoga is sweating, and then you can lose weight. If you do one pose or two asana, you will be sweating like if you do the correct um, pose. Okay, but how about meditation? How meditation linked to physical? Meditation, you sit like that, right? How is related? How I sit in here and close my eye that and make my link to my physical appearance?
Because when we do meditation, we focus on a single particular thing,
Yeah, and
which calms our mind and which looks as non-stressful and
non-stressful. When we not straight, and then what will happen?
mind is free and happiness.
We smile. Yeah, actually, you're right. Thank you so much. Thank for your help. I appreciate. What he said is right, and I make a word. Okay, meditation being peace inside, but once you have peace inside, beautiful. What happened? They will come out outside, right? If you internal peaceful and happy, you're sitting there. I'm very happy. I'm very peaceful now. My brain cleaning all up and everything. So why do people say when they go meditate? Many people also, if you see that, and all people who are around me, when they came back from meditation, their face look very bright aura. They have an aura because that you have peace inside. So why I said when the people said that you look beautiful, beautiful this way, okay, not beautiful, you look beautiful, and I said from inside. Beautiful outside, it doesn't take long, right? You see me the next 5 years, I maybe look very elderly woman come to you. You maybe cannot remember me. Maybe you look at when you were young and now it changed, right? So what I mean, beautiful is beautiful from inside, but inside is eternity beautiful and it appearance outside. And that is why spiritual retreat activities link to the physical well-being. Okay, mental definitely you can answer that because it's when you focus on one thing, you clean up your brain. You know they said that when you clean up your brain, because it's our brain is have a lot of thing in our head here. If we did not clean it out, and then you take everything every day, take it in, take it in, take it in. Eventually, you explode, right? So, meditation help you to clean your mind. When you do meditate, you don't think of anything. Has anyone here tried meditate this morning? No. Maybe you can try. That's okay. The empty your brain. It's help you to be able to take something more in life. Emotional, you know that. When you calm, you sit and you still, and then you realize about nature, about the world, about death and live and sad and happy and unhappy. You bring your positive emotion. Social is like, you go into the society as a group. You go join the, yesterday, for example, you go to Nemo, right? You do yoga. You bring yourself into the society, and you know what? When you go to talk with the yogis, you're very happy. You feel they think the same like they like to live in peace. They're thinking of improve their physical fitness, improve their um, level of mind and thinking. Spiritual, of course, it will be definitely linked when you participate in that. How can you tell? Okay, another question. How can you tell that you participate in spiritual retreat tourism, spiritual retreat activities, and you feel improving in your spirit? Yeah, no, I know meditation that make you that is the way to do that. But how can we tell? How can we tell that that person have been involved and practiced in the spiritual activities?
How they behave and how
The first thing, the reaction, your behavior towards who? Everyone around you. You can come to sit here, please. Be in our circle. Welcome. Yeah, one thing is your behavior change. Why change? What make you change? You're just sitting there and I'm peaceful now. I used to be don't like that person. After I come out, let me hug you. I think he's shocked. Yeah. How can you tell that behavior? What make you have behavior change? It's a hard question, isn't it? I'm not gonna put in final exam. Okay. I ask you to think with me. When I teach, I want you to think, follow me. I'm not gonna put everything in your brain. I want you to think and answer, and we discuss together. They make you understand better. How can we tell that? This is the reason I ask, you know why? If you have the customer, you open the sanctuary like yesterday, how can you tell your customer keep coming back, whether they change or whether they come for the last 3 years, she the same? How can we tell what can make them change? Yeah. So being the spiritual leader, perhaps you have to have the way how to make the people think and change. My answer is you maybe think connect to whatever you believe more. You have to have the role model, the first one maybe. If somebody said I have no religion, but the way you make yourself realization about nature, about accept that one day I will old, one day I will die, one day people will take my place. If you accept that and then you have peaceful in that, and that you reach the step of spiritual improvement, So that how can we make those people realize? If people believe in God, I one day I interview one of the yogi. I asked the same question, and then how I get the answer is very good answer. She said, when I join the activities, spiritual activities, especially when I do meditation, when I do yoga, I feel that I more connect to God, close to God. I'm sure that like some of you are Muslim, some of you are Buddhist. When you go to pray, yeah, you think about your God, you pray, you respect, and then you ask for blessing or whatever you want to be. So yeah, I think one thing is if you view asset your customer or person who come to you, the person is improving in terms of spiritual well-being, mean that the behavior change in a better way. Okay, it doesn't mean change in a wrong way. So the change in a better way because the process of doing meditation is shape your mind shape your mind, and then you become one of the person who realization about life, and this is really ultimate. Okay, so that not easy, right? You don't go for one time that you will be changed. Oh, I meditate for all day today and tomorrow I become enlightenment. So this is the good thing is, if you open the sanctuary like yesterday, if you live nearby and I live nearby, I will keep going. I may become a member. It's a lifetime. So if as long as you're still alive, as long as you're still working, as long as you're still in this world, you will need that. So you will go every time, and every time you go, you've been in the society, you will feel better, 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 and every day. So if the people ask me that I am happy, and I cannot say that I am happy or not, but at the moment I am. I'm not sure what will be tomorrow. We will deal with that. But my answer is I am seeking peace. And if you ask me more that, do you have peace? That I had a question, right? Do you have peace? I will gain my peace more and more every day. And that is how you will practice yourself to become peace. So I asked you the quick question when we start. The happiness and the peace is different. Peace is mean that you don't have to thank you. You don't have to do anything, but you have peace without anything influence you, but you create that by practice some activities. Okay. So now in the whole of what I just said, I want you to understand first is spiritual retreat. It can be rely on the religion. You follow the discipline. Also, you can practice something that lead you to become a spiritual healing. And ultimately, the people need to have peace. Spiritual activities is lead you to peace. I believe that. But the process, how to, that is it we need to understand more. So now let's have a look at the definition. It said it here. Spirituality can be defined as divine love experience, as an assertion that contribute to self-confidence, feeling worthiness, divine intercession, inspiration, heightening awareness, involve more than physical state, psychology, feeling, and social role. So basically, that one thing that I asked you the question that how can you tell that person improve in spiritual well-being? You said that from behavior change, but because we've been realization about nature, we've been aware about life, we accept about the fact. And then the second thing that the people who have reached spiritual level like a monk, yeah, you see them kind. When you close to them, you love to be near them. You feel the act of kindness, they feel the offering. When I was in 1 year, I went to trekking, and then I've been with 3 monks, I told you. We walk up the hill, so we need the pole. We need the pole. And then one of the monk, he keep walking and he see one girl, her pole broken. And he said, okay, you can have it. For me, I said, I'm not going to give in a million years. I will need myself. But I can see the act of kindness. It doesn't matter, it's okay. But if you're broken, okay, you can have mine. Like when you are in the up high mountain, sometimes, even the tissue very valuable. uh, one apple, very valuable. One chocolate, one piece, you cannot lose that. When you get to the top, you're hungry, you craving for some sweet. So why when I trekking, I take a bag of chocolate. I will carry that because it give you peace of mind. And then when you go there, the people sharing, you know, and that is when the people sharing one apple at the top of the mountain, and that is the act of kindness. So the people who reach the spiritual well-being, you can observe by behavior change because they've been practiced the act of kindness, because the root of that, the realization about nothing important in this world, no one can take anything with you when you die. You realization life and nature are is important, and then you become, don't attach. When you reach the spiritual level, you will detach with everything, even with your parent, with your partner, with your kid. Some people, okay, after the husband died, she cannot release. She just sitting there and cry and cry. And I went to her house, and you know what happened? His shirt, she took it out, and then she give to the dressmaker. Cut all his shirt. It's a new one, and make into the blanket. It means that she will see him all the time, and when I sleep, that his shirt cover me. And everywhere you go in the house, you will see the picture of him, every corner. Oh, I miss him. I love him. I miss him. Every single day, every time we go to see her, this is we call attachment. Do you happy? If you like that, this is that how why we need to learn about how can we become self spiritual self improvement. You are able to detach something that it's connected to you. If you don't have a spiritual well being, you will be suffer. So that my friend I can see she's not happy. I know that it doesn't mean that if your husband die, you're gonna cry. Oh, can you put up for me, please? Okay, yeah. If your husband die, of course you cry, but you have to come to the term that you have to let go. So this friend of mine, she won't let go, and then she cry and cry over the year, you know. And this is what I said, that we need to have spiritual well-being. When we have the crisis and the time, you are able to let go things. Okay, I love you. You are grateful to me, parents or whoever. But eventually, you have to be able to let go and detach those kind of things. Another friend of mine, I do my study. She was my gym friend. Um, she become very serious about seeking spiritual retreat. She meditate and she do yoga and everything. We are a gym gang, in there. And then I asked her that, what make you become a very seeking spiritual person? And then she said, well, before that, I'm not like that. I lost my mom, and I was cry every single day because I attached to my mom a lot. And then when I study, I work, I married, I have kids, I have family, all my life depend on my mom. And suddenly her mom died, passed away. She sad, she so suffered. She said it was really deathful time for her, and she not happy. One day, the people, maybe God help her. She realized that what happened in that temple, the people meditate. She never think about meditate. She never think about go to join that because she doesn't know. You wouldn't surprise that when I come to talk something like that, some people ask me, "What is about what you doing? What does meditation mean?" Actually, when I said to you here, many of you familiar, right? You're familiar with meditation. You're familiar with religion. You're familiar with the Buddhism because your country, your city is majority of Buddhist. But she never familiar with that. And after that, she become changed attached to the mother. Now she can let go after several years. You think, imagine that. Let's say the mother died 10 years already. She's still sitting there and sad and still thinking of her mom. And that is not good for your health. You have to learn how to let go. Another case study was for one of my niece friend family. Every morning, this lady will come on the table and she will say, "This is a coffee for you." And this is her coffee. And when her husband died, 15 years. Even now, she's still doing that. Imagine, I feel like my mom died, my mom passed away. I cry. At that time, I'm just thinking, oh, I'm not going to have my mom anymore. What can I do? Every time I think about that, I cry. But when we move life later on, I'd say that mom have a good life now. She have place in heaven. She don't have to suffer anymore, and we should be happy. So that when I went to the ashram, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, um, one of my mom, my friend mom died, and I said, oh, I feel sad. And you know what my guru said? Why you look sad today, Anne? Oh, I just feel sad for my friend. Her mom died. She really bad. So we cry. And you know what my guru said? Death is happiness. Have you ever heard this? Yeah. The first that I never heard about that. I thank you to my guru. Thank you that I learned something. And I said, I didn't realize that. Why would you say that death is happy? The people said death is dead food, right? Death is sad. Death is cry. But this is the person who have grow in spiritual well-being. When you can accept whatever sadness or whatever you think that is not the pleasant news, but it become a happiness. And that when I heard this word, you know what? I'm unlock myself about being pitiful. But you're not going to tell her, hey, get up. Dad is happy. Maybe I will punch my face. You have to think, grow by yourself. To tell someone to accept that death is happy is not for everyone, because not everyone in the same stage. Okay, but my state might be I practice for a long time. Some of you might be just starting. You're not going to tell people, hey, accept that death is happiness. So you know yourself that. So this is another thing, a symbol of seeing people have grown in spiritually. You have the act of kindness. You accept the nature cause. You mercy. You have very kind to people. So yeah, this kind of thing that is not grow in one day, but you will be practice every day, and then you will close to one day you can live by yourself. Okay, one day you will be individual. You will be even your parent or your sister, brother and sibling, or even my husband. You have to learn to be able to stay on your own and independent, and this is the spiritual growth. I wonder, have you ever think about if you have to stay alone in this world, you think you survive? You like to stay by yourself? Sometime? Yeah, sometime? Yeah, everyone. But some people say, no, I cannot stay alone. One of my colleague, he he kind of he's nice, he's a very good person, but he's kind of lonely person. And you know what he did? If he can't sleep, he very hyper, he very smart in hyper. He said that, oh, I can't sleep. Early evening, he called the student, he called colleague, and he called to talk. And if that person, oh, okay, I'm sleepy now. Oh, okay, okay, goodbye. And he find another person, right? And one day, he called me at 10 o'clock. I said, oh, why this professor called me? Maybe he want to talk. And I said, okay, I can talk to him. It end up at 2 o'clock in the morning. From 10 o'clock, that's not joking. And so I said, oh, but I don't want to cut him off because he maybe needs someone. But, the way he talk, he just like someone to talk. Oh, you think like that and blah, blah, blah. And and I'm just about to turn the lights off. My husband already sleep, but because he rang, he not often rang, and I said, "Oh, I should pick up, the first talk about work." And after that, he's starting talk about things, and I may be a good listener. And then after 11 o'clock, my husband got up and turned the lights on. Why don't you sleep? I can't sleep because you're talking. And he said, I cannot stop because, he called. Anyway, my husband sitting up and read the book until 2 o'clock as well. And I hang up. And after that, he said he realized that. He said, oh, did he talk to you that long? Is it you? Talk to me, And I said to him, yeah, yeah, right, So this person, some kind of missing, and he could not be alone, and he could not accept something that it will be his fault, That person need to be grow in the spiritual, yeah. So he cannot be self independent. So yeah, okay. Do you fitting around with PowerPoint? All right. I think while you're doing that, we have a break. So we will come to continue because I cannot see that. We will come to continue. I need to have a 15 minutes break. Okay, we will come back. I will send you another break because we already get this back. Um, okay. Where I up to? I think we up into the spiritual definition. We already talked about that. Okay, we up to here. But I mean that spiritual is about the divine of love experience, and you have self confidence. That's what I'm talking about. You are able to stay alone. You have a strong mental. You have a spiritual well being, accepted about life, and then also you feel that your life worthiness. Okay, some people said maybe if you lost the husband or you lost the parent or you lost some loved one, you said, oh, I don't want to live, I want to die, or I lose the business, I want to die. So you don't know that live in this world will be worthless anymore. But the person who have grow in the spiritual, they will feel that their life worthiness. As long as you're alive, you will do something useful. um, Divine intercession or inspiration. It means that when the people are go in the spiritual, if you see like a monk, when they do something, you go to contribute the society or to help with the people who have some problem, not only mental, but they go out and help people without asking money. All right. There are some kinds of the temple or the institute where you provide the program about spiritual activities, but some places, be careful, it might be look like a business. Yeah, have you heard about that? Yeah, in Thailand recently, it's a big new, really big new. Before I came here, one of the temple was very high respect. We have the very high respect and sacred Buddha. People go to pray and then they receive the wishes. And we have one of the head monk. He was the biggest, highest level who control everything in the temple. But this temple I don't go. but actually I'm a Christian. So the many people go there. When you walk into the temple, they will see 100 boxes donation. You know, donation for water, donate for electricity, donate for the children poor, the education, yeah, everything. So you know that they have received a lot of money. And what happened was, in Thailand, monk not allowed to get married, not allowed to touch woman. You can touch man. I'm not sure in Ladakh here, the same, right? But you can ride the car. Monk can not in Thailand. In Thailand, if you see monk drive a car holding hand with woman, that's not good monk. Okay, so this temple was received many people around and come donate. And one monk have about 10 cars, and he bought in the other name. But you're not supposed to have property. You're not supposed to have any assets. You're not supposed to have bank account. And then he become commercial. So the people who donate money to the temple, they're suspicious that this monk behaved not quite right. So the policeman came to this temple to become as a homeless man. This true story. Came as a homeless man, and then he come to ask for just to stay. He just do some work to exchange with money. So he worked there. He spy. He worked here for 8 months. And after that, he got all the evidence. Eventually, this police sent the report. We will arrest this monk. So it turned up this monk take all the donation money into the box. If you have the money, actually you will have the committee of the temple. Whatever you're gonna use every baht, you have to get approved by the committee. So he just take the liberty of becoming the head, the boss of the head of the temple. Okay, take all those money into this. Don't have to put it in the bank account of the temple. So he put some of them put in his own, and they found that he transferred money to one lady in total 854 million baht. You can calculate, okay? 854 million baht, Thai baht, over the past several years to one girl. Okay? And this girl was arrested, and the big news in Thailand, those famous people, celebrity, and well-known people in Thailand go to this temple and pray with this monk, and then donate some money and something like that. So nowadays, become like business, some gray area of the spiritual place. So we just have to be careful. But for me, I don't go to the temple like that, and I don't donate. If I'm gonna give money, I give in the hand of the people who need it. If you want to study, I give education. Okay. So yeah, spiritual is about the act of kindness, but you're not attached with anything. What I just left before is you have to practice yourself when one day you have to live alone, or your loved one pass away. How can you handle those things? You can cry, but you have to let go easy. I ask yourself, right? Will you be able to stay alone? If you ask me, I can, but some people that cannot reach your level. All right. I am into the meditation. I do research. I'm very passionate about that. So one day I talked to my husband. He very lovely man. I said to him, "What do you think?" Because I study about this too much. I in too much. Uh, I said I'm gonna go to speech silent for 10 days. I will leave all the mobile phone, and I don't talk to anyone, and I'm not speak. Meditation, walk, and then pray or whatever. And I'm into it. And then I said to my husband, I want to go back. And my husband said, "Oh, when you gonna go back?" And then I asked a question to him. For me, I can detach. It doesn't mean I don't love him, okay? I said if one day I have to stay alone, I think I will be survive. But I said it now, maybe when the time up, maybe not. But I try to practice to be live with nature, and you're not attached to anything. I said to him, what about if I want to go back, and if I go to do meditation silent again, and I have to live in the ashram? We have very basic, no air conditioning, no internet. what do you think if I go and never come back? You know what he said? You know what he said? You want to know? He said, I will go in front of your ashram and then I will pick up the stone and I will gonna throw in your room. Why? I'm gonna throw. I'm gonna sitting there. I'm gonna keep throwing the stone in the roof until you come out. I'm very sorry for him. He said that no, you're not gonna go. You're not gonna leave me. So, well, my husband is Australian. He's very kind. He's very nice. For me, I feel that I'm ready to enjoy like that. But my husband, he okay, but he not in like me. We are different. But we married for 27 years, and when I do that, this is I want to teach you. It's about selfishness as well. So if you said, okay, I'm not attached to anyone, I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna sit in the ashram or in the mountain, and I will live my life. Whatever you deal with problem, you just deal with it, and that is selfish. Okay, so of course, spiritual well-being when you reach to the certain level, and you are able to control so many things, and that is it. What the Buddha want us to be, but we are on the way. My husband and I may be a different because I study about that and I'm do research about that. So maybe I go ahead him a lot, but for me he still follow. So one thing that when you become realization, don't take that level of spiritual growth to become selfishness. But you have to get the permission. I give you one example. One of my PhD, one of my PhD student, she have her father is a physicist. He graduated PhD from America, and her mom just a housewife, and she have one brother, younger than her, maybe 6 7 years. So her father went to America and came back, and he one day he was sick, really really sick, and then he went to do curing and things like that, but it doesn't get better. The doctor said that waiting to die. And then he tried to seek, about life healing with nature, and then he found that meditation is help him. So eventually, the meditation healed him, and he become the cancer is gone. He become normal person, and then after that, he devote his life to a monk. And then, while he growing up, he carry on with life, because this family was very academic, because his father is academic education, and then they put the pressure on the youngest son. You have to be the best, you have to get A straight, and this guy was really on to the study, and then he did not he tried to go into one of the best school in Thailand, in Bangkok, and from the grade A straight person, he could not get into university in that faculty he want, and he turned to become insane. He have to go to the hospital. He needs psychologist, he psychologist. So he become cannot function himself. He doing something, become crazy, and then so it the burden into the family, and then one day the father just decide, okay, I reach my self actualization. I want to become the monk. And you know what he did? He asked his family, okay, can I go? In Thailand, if you want to become a monk, the people won't stop because we know that you will bring karma or whatever. So he just left and leave the the sister and the mother to look after the 35 years old son with the insane, with the crazy. So yeah, in my opinion, I don't know, I don't want to judge them. You listen to my point, okay? You listen to my point. If it were you, how would you deal with this? How you would? I'm definitely you will see this situation. Never know one day, or if it not happen, that's good. How you deal with this situation if you realize something, and in my opinion, I think that okay, you reach to a certain level of your happiness and peace, and then you live you have in the world, you have to be responsible, right? You still have to be responsible, your parent or your kid or your something like that. And yeah, I think this is some cases that I give it to you, just want to make you think. You will see something like that and how you will deal with that. So yeah, alternatively, spirituality defined as refining the human consciousness to arrive in a truth, and it's not always explained in religion context or specific by religion teaching. Okay, so this is what I refer to the spiritual. So as I said, spiritual there are two types, right? One is this the worship the God, you making merit to get a blessing, and another one is this you seeking something with refining of the human consciousness, conscious. Okay, so something about the fruit. But every day we are growing up if you practice. Okay, here is this. I give you a separate into two types. Spiritual retreat tourism is one type, wellness, and then we separate under wellness we have spiritual tourism as a activities as the last S, religion and non-religion. But these two will give in the middle there. Either you go to as a religion or not religion, you will have peace of mind recovery. Also, you will have a leisure. What I mean leisure mean is, for example, spiritual retreat tourism. You maybe go to the place like yesterday. Okay, we have activity that you can retreat, you can relaxing, you perform some meditation or psychology therapy or yoga. But for religion, mainly you will connect with your own God. Holy place, for example, sacred place, like some place you believe that this link into the spiritual. I give one example, Mount Kailash. You ever heard about that, right? Everyone go there. I see some people, they what you call, they pray. What you call? I forgot. A long way to go until they reach the mountain, just to worship and just to pray for their family. So it's a sacred place. If anyone can go there once in a lifetime. Supernatural. Supernatural mean that I didn't mean that you will manifest something. Supernatural is something you feel that something working. When you pray, have you ever have experience? You pray something and then something happen with unknown. You know that you pray. If you tell someone, I always pray and do something. I tell my husband, and when the thing happen, you know, unexplained, something that unexplained. Yeah. Um, you have faith, you worship, you retreat, you go to church, and then you want to achieve religion practice. Also, religion also linked to the festival, some kind of the festival. Maybe you think about that. Yesterday you told me you have very famous festival that you can use as a unique icon for the tourists. Some festival are based, the foundation of this festival is based on religion. And I will show you some in Thailand. Okay. So this is a combination, either spiritual retreat tourism that not related and related. Basically, they will give you a mind recovery, peace of mind, and also as a leisure. For example, you go to yoga. After you finish, you will feel very happy, peaceful. You can't explain. And then religion, for example, if you go to the Mecca, yeah, you go to participate, you finish, and after that you feel very pure. Yeah, you feel pure, and then you look around the place, you also spend time and leisure time in that. Okay. Okay, this one was purposes of Thai market tourist spiritual tourism. This is recent photo of me. I think I love it when I go to there. I just want to do meditation in here, in Ladakh. You know that? Okay. Big Buddha, very big, very peaceful. You go inside, and I was amazed with the architect, the style. Has anyone been there yet? Yeah, yeah. You been there just visit or you pray? You go to pray? Oh, wow, wow, very good. Yeah. Okay. This is another of the character of spiritual that religion. You go like pilgrimage site. You go to religion tourist attraction. You go to the site of religion festival. So let's see. Let's have a look in here. This is very famous. I think once in lifetime. In Thailand, we have some of the our Muslim people go to the place, but it's not easy, right? Who is Muslim here? It's not easy, right, to get here. How you? What the criteria to get there? Oh, okay. You have to do with the physical check as well, right? Physical fitness as well. And they have the quota, right? Each year, what country, how many country can go or not? Oh, okay, okay. Also about the Buddhism, I think you are very familiar, very close to yourself. I think. Yeah. Also in Thailand, we also very our country main majority religion is Buddhism. Okay. We have a little bit Christian. Up south of Thailand, we connect with Malaysia. We are Muslim more than other religion, maybe 30%. Yeah, but mainly is a Buddhism. I think I won't go through that in Thailand. I think maybe we can, if you are interested, there will be about the history of Buddhism in Thailand, how it happened. I think we're gonna go back in the history. So this is another example. Yeah, in Thailand, we have the missionary came to Thailand in terms of religion. So we, because we are Buddhism, and then when the commission missionary came from Western country, they tried to evangelize, tell about Jesus Christ and some Christianity. We some of the people in the village, especially me. I was young. I was told that go to church, you will get the present. Okay, and then I become a Christian. I will tell you the reason. Only me in my family, the whole village, the whole family is all Buddhist. I'm only one single child in the whole village. I am become a Christian. The reason was those time like that. The influence of the missionary came. Oh, you come to church on the Christmas time. You go that they will give you the present. And I was about 6 or 7 years. He said, "Oh, Santa Claus, Santa give you the present. Oh, I got to get the present." And then they are one of the group who are lined up in there. They get the different present, better. Maybe I get a little small door. Maybe they get blanket or something like that. And I said, "How can I get that blanket?" And the pastor said, "Oh, you have to come to church every Sunday, and you come to study Bible, and I will, give you a record. And then when the Christmas come, you will get that present." And I said, "Oh, okay." And okay, I did. Every Sunday, I walk to church. Every Sunday, I walk to church and I learn about. And at that time, I absorb learning. They teach me about Bible, Old Testament, New Testament. I read and I learn every single day. I learn. I didn't think about the present at the end, but at the end of the year, yeah, I got the present. But you know what I did? I learned so many things about a Bible, and then I have experienced myself. I in the church helped me a lot about thinking. For example, if the people slap your face on the left face, what you do? Don't slap back, right? You turn the other side and you do that. Love neighbor like you love yourself, or something like that. I learned, um, and then when I have the experience, and I become real belief. And then when I go back to my village, I said, okay, now I become Christian. My family think that, oh, they're not serious. Oh, she's not serious. She's still young. And then when they perform anything about Buddhist, I deny everything. And after that, serious thing coming, you know, we had a whole generation ancestor is Buddhism. Why you become blah 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 blah? And I'm just still, and I do not change. And eventually, I proved to my family that I become a Christian and I'm a good student and I'm a good girl. I'm a good daughter. I'm very high responsibility girl, and I am very respect. So the person who the same age as me, not as success as I did. Eventually, my family, okay, let her go. If she become Christian, she not become a bad person. If you are Buddhist and then you are bad, so just let me believe. Yeah. So, but eventually, I think the belief of the people, philosophy, are the same method. Even though I go to read the Bible of the Kampi Angkulaan, right? The first 5 chapter is similar, similar to Christian. So this is shown in Thailand, the influence of Thai style. If you see this, like I see the house here, the style of the wood house, something similar, but the pattern is different. So the same like in Thailand, we build this is a church, but they built into a Thai style. So they bend together with local culture and the religion and the Christianity. In Thailand, we did promote about spiritual tourism, and also we promote about Muslim. We are open in Thailand, very open. Uh, yeah, and like this is like people to go to Thailand. If you're Muslim, you can go to the app. How can you find? But I think this is maybe over now. But nowadays you can many apps that you can find easy. But this is the support. But I want to state that it was supported by the TAT, Thailand Authority Tourism Authority of Thailand. They support about religion and spiritual tourism, especially religion. In terms of spiritual, without religion is not yet grow in Thailand, in my opinion, as an academic. So here the launch religion tourism of Thailand, worship activities traditional. The main aim is to help with mind and spirit due to the COVID-19 at that time. One popular, so maybe you never ever heard about that. They provide the program that to visit and worship the temple, nine temple. What why nine? Nine mean 9 is mean progress. 9 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 that's the Thai number, right? 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. So 9 is number 9. It mean progressive. Sometimes in Thailand when you have the number telephone, they want to have 999 999. What is your number? My number is, and then they have 999. 9 is mean just like the belief, if you have the word, a positive word, it can help with your life better. Um, like, Paul talking about number, and I will come back. When you said the word about number, like 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So in New Zealand, the accent is different. Um, they said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They said 6. Okay. And one day the lady said, the guy asked that, oh, what is your phone number? Yeah. And then she said, oh, my number is blah 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 666. And the guys, why she why she asked about sick? And actually the accent. Okay, so if you listen to the accent of New Zealand, I live in New Zealand. I have to adjust about myself in listening. When they say six, I said, you mean six, right? And when you say sit, sat. Okay, so yeah, learning about the accent. So come back to here. The in Thailand very popular in terms of the spiritual tourism, especially related to religion. The people believe that if you have go to offering the monk, offering money or food or to worship 9 famous temple, you will gain the happiness. You will. But for me, in my opinion, this program, some people success, but some people not. You know why? The reason was it's not about you go to offering monk food or money, or you go to pray 9 temple and then you will be come back home and you will feel better mental well-being. Maybe getting worse. So because you go there, you don't. Some people just go to pray. Like I said, if you go to that temple, maybe that temple may be commercial or something like that. I didn't come to tell you that go to temple and do this not good. I just want to think. I just want you to think that aware about whatever you do. That is are they really? It depend on the people as well. But in Thailand, they all believe that you do this program and then they go to list all the most famous temple in Thailand. Some people go for to learn, like me. I go and I learn and I absorb about the history and something like that. This is good. The festival also linked to the spiritual. Okay, so maybe you think about your festival here. Are they when you celebrate? Are they linked into some kind of spiritual, or you worship some god, or you celebrate, or you do something that link to the spiritual? So this one is called Thai culture and festival related to religion. This one is called Loi Katong. Okay, Loi Katong. Loi Katong is every year. It will have maybe 1 or 2 days in November. Okay, Loi Katong festival is about the Buddhist religion. So when the people to participate in that, they believe, like every year in November, the sky lights up with thousands of floating, flying paper lantern in Chiang Mai. That is what we did when we were young. We looking forward to do that. This festival is light up known as Yi Peng. Is the name local language, or Lana Festival, Chiang Mai. Yipeng is part of the Festival of Light in northern Thailand. Show respect to Buddha. Okay, we adhere to the basic rule of Buddhism, normally holding 5 precepts. Anyone can tell me that 5 precepts what it is? I know somewhere here you meditate. You will answer to me. 5 precepts is the first one. No killing. Yeah. When I start no killing, what the second one? No killing, no lying, no sexual misconduct, no stealing, and oh, I forgot the last one. No killing. Okay, we talk together. 5 precepts of Buddhist basic. Who is Buddhist now? Who is Buddhist? I don't want to show because I don't want to tell professor. I can't remember. Okay, no killing, no lying, no sexual misbehave, no killing, no lying, no person, no stealing. Another one, no intoxicate, right? No drinking alcohol. Yeah, that's good. Sometimes you can do that, sometimes you can't, okay? Not consuming, yeah, not consuming alcohol or anything that will toxicated. Yeah. Thank you very much for helping me. All right, to pay home in the river to ask forgiveness. So this festival very famous. So they bring a lot of people come to the country, not only for Thai people, because a very unique festival. That so we have a lot of fun activity as well. After we put Loi Katong, this is Katong, okay? We will pray and then we will put in the Kongka river into the river. Also, we apologize, we ask forgiveness. Maybe like in India, so many of you go to because that you go to the river, right? You go to shower, right? And you clean up yourself or something like that. So in Thailand we have this as well, but we ask for forgiveness and then we worship to Buddha. And then also what we have in our house, we will decorate with the flowers. Whatever we do, that we believe that we welcome Buddha came back. I think we have the history there. Okay, so we will do a lot of activities. We will go to the river. We will make the katong. This is called katong. Okay, and then in that katong, there we have like some small thing: food, rice, money, some coin, and then sometimes we cut the hair. I think you similar to India. You maybe have something like that, and in Ladakh. So in Thailand we have the same thing. We cut those parts of body, we let it floating, and then we ask for blessing, and then we ask for forgiveness, and then we welcome worship Buddha. And you know that I tell the bad thing about myself. When I was young, the back of my house is the river. Behind my house is a floating river. When I was about 10 years or maybe, grow up in teenage, and my two cousin, when the people have the Loi Katong festival, and then people put the money in Katong, and you know what happened? Oh, I asked my sister and my sibling, my cousin, go, money in there. I didn't know that. I said, when the katong floating behind, and we just use the stick and pull the katong and pick the money. Oh, in that night, we got a lot of money. A lot mean for kid, right? Later on, I realized that they said, do you know, knowing that you pick up a very bad luck for everyone. And after that, I was, so scared, and I never ever do it again. But that time was fun. Oh, money, money. I'm not sure you put money in here as well. Yeah, you do, right? Yeah. Okay. So this is a good fun. And also we will have a lantern there. In Thailand, we have this festival very famous. Most of the tourists try to come to this time, and then they spend a lot of money. We have a lot of money. So, and then, you know what happened? because it's famous. And then we make money only one time a year, right? And the people who living there, we want to have more. Or the tourists said, "Oh, when is Loikatong?" And the people are, "Oh no, you have to wait for November." So in 1 year, a bright idea of the tour guide, they create a program, and they say, "Okay, we can make the Loikatong. They can make every month." He's starting to do that. "Okay, we were gonna make the fake. You come in January. Come. We have Loikatong. We keep you katong, and then you go to the river, and then you go to floating." And was is the big um, abuse about that local. We said this is about heart and soul. This is about our culture and also about religion and about the history. They have in the history of Buddhists, right? So why we have this festival is just not happen. And we link into the spiritual as well. Those people come to see, but you don't understand about that. And this is what I like you to think. You should not create any festival out of your real authentic day. You want to make money, of course, you can make something else. But if you want to go to join the festival, you maybe have to look at the program, of course. And how can we develop our tourism? Because we have to eat every day. We have to earn money. Yeah. So we need to think about some other activity. That's why I said wellness tourism, we create activities, we create a program, we can sell the packet to people can come all year round. Okay, so this one is very famous, very popular, and also that we have the beauty contest. So we believe that we will make a big katong. Okay, we will make a big katong, and then the people will have a woman sit inside. I'm not sure it's in there. This is the temple. This is the temple in near my house. We decorate with the flowers. And it's an enjoyment time when we were young. When this time coming, we will all together in the house, in the family. You work, do activity, you find a flower, and then you decorate. This is an activity for family, and this is a one thing of a good, to bring relationship to the family. This one. We will have the festival like we call Nopamat Beauty. After we celebrate, link into the religion, we go to temple, we pray with the Buddha, and then we prepare all the thing, and then the fun time come. We have about 2 or 3 days, depend on the place. Um, so we will have the big katong, and then we will decorate, and then we will a contest who have the most beautiful, and the woman who's sitting there, and we all like like Miss Universe contest, but this is just like local. It was very good fun. And you know what? When I was young, about 15, 14. So usually we will look for the person who age about that age, right? In our village. So every year I look forward that pick me. They never pick me because all my friends got picked to be in that contest. And at night, we will have the parade. Like we have the like the youth the car. We will put a big katong in the back, and then the girl in the village who been picked from each village. Let's say in my village we have about sub 10 subgroup, group 1, group 2, group 3. So the whole district, we have 10 group. So we will be picked. We will have 10 girl being picked to sit. In my village, I always look forward for that. I never been picked. Because I'm the sport girl. I'm not the most looking beautiful girl, right? And I was sitting there, I feel really bad. I said, why don't I come and I become a beautiful girl? I feel really bad that time. And later on, I'm just laugh. And my friend, she very little, small, slim, very white and very cute and pretty. She dressed up like Thai dress and she go to sit on Katong. And in the morning we always come to talk who is the winner. Oh, you are the contest, but you didn't win or something like that. It's a good fun. So this is one of the famous in Thailand. The people go there and the people participate in this. But nowadays the change. It's not about beauty. It's about commercial. Some people do not look good at all, but they win. Depend on the sponsor. And also most of the girl in Thailand now, I think, well, I don't want to say that. Most of them to do, you get help by the doctor. You get the nose done, you get the face, something like that. Of course, they can do that, all right? The natural beauty, I think, is more permanent. And then another festival that we love the two religion, and about spiritual. Each year we call Songkran Festival or Thai New Year, or we type for the foreigner they know as a water fight. Okay, this one is linked to the religion. The people start from you go to the temple, you go to ask for blessing, use the water as a blessing, and also I think we have some festival in here in your culture. The people go to temple and ask for blessing, and we start by this one called Thai New Year's. Okay, sorry. This one is also we call Thai New Year. The normal New Year is 1st January, right? Thai New Year start New Year in 13 April. That's the Thai New Year. The same New Year with Nepal, because according to the lunar. Okay, so this is celebrate Songkran festival or celebrate Thai New Year. So every year we celebrate with go to temple, we go to pray, we go to offering the food to the people who passed away. This is the belief, that let's say I have my parent pass away, we go to the temple, we want to offering this food to our parent, and then the monk will be the media, right, to pass on that. And after that, we will ask for God forgiveness. We will go to the elderly person house. We will give them some gift. Maybe give them some clothes or maybe some money, some milk or whatever. We give to the elderly. We just ask forgiveness. We say that if we ever do anything impolitely, disrespect, we ask you to forgive, and then the elderly will be blessing. And also this time is a family day of Thailand. It means that like Christmas, when this time coming, everyone will go back to their hometown. Bangkok, it will be the best time to travel. No traffic like a Ladakh, but normal time jam like a Delhi. So the people go back out to their home village because they go to reunite with their family, they go to celebrate New Year, they go to see elderly. Like me, when I go back, all the elderly waiting because I don't live in my village. And then when I come only once a year, I will go to visit them. I will ask for blessing. Okay, so this is another festival. Maybe you think about your festival. Okay, are there any related? You have that, right? Are there any festival that related to the religion? Spirituality tourism research. Okay, this one that I conduct my research, and then I publish that paper, and I will send to you to your WhatsApp. Okay, maybe we have another 10 minutes break. We finish at 12. Okay, yeah. We finish at 12 and 12 to 12:30 break. Okay, let me have about 10 or 5 minutes break, and I want to send this document to you. Okay, let's have a 10 minutes break and come back. In Chiang Mai, north of Thailand, we went to the temple, and that temple, maybe like monastery here, you go to like Buddhist do a normal making merit, and also you have meditation center. And I think many places here that I've been, I saw that, but I didn't get a chance to go to visit at the meditation center of the place. But exactly in Thailand, we have the same. So we have the temple, and also we provide the resort or the meditation center for all type of tourists, not only for Thai, especially the foreigner who came to Thailand. Some of them just come for the meditation, and the cost is donation. They not ask for money. If you finish, you have money, you can donate, and food free. Okay, so this place I collect data, 5 temple, 5 meditation center in north of Thailand, and this is a paper that I published. I think I sent to you, and then you will read later. It was published in a journal called Asia Pacific Journal of Tourism Research. The topic is spiritual retreat tourism development in the Asia Pacific region, investigating the impact of tourist satisfaction and intention to revisit a case study Thailand Chiang Mai. So I published this one in 2018, but it was very, I saw that it was very popular in downloading and read about this paper. Those time when I do this paper is still not much about spiritual tourism. 2018, and the spiritual tourism in Thailand is still very new in a concept of non-religion tourism. And this paper I focus is on non-religion. Even though I conduct this in the Buddhist, but the people who are going there, you don't have to do everything like the Buddhist people doing that, or even chanting. If you're not Buddhist, you don't have to chant, but you are allowed to go to practice there. This study, we have the tourists came from USA, from France, Australia, Germany, New Zealand, Austria, Switzerland. A total of 400 samples were received, and mainly is a woman, 53.5%, and 46.5% is man. And a group of the people who are come here, the highest number is between 20 to 30, 59% to participate, and the eldest one is 61 years old. Yeah, and mainly are single. You see that 71% that is linked to the statistic I showed you this morning, right? Most of the people who are seeking like that, they are single people. They are go to seeking for life, and I wouldn't surprise those single people. Maybe they decide not to get married. Yeah, maybe I cannot find husband or wife. Okay, I go to seek my real life. No one will come to you. Maybe you born, God did not give you the partner, right? You married or not, maybe depend on God. Well, anyway, so that is a destiny. Next is okay. This is a place in north of Thailand, in Chiang Mai. Some of the temple where I go to collect data. They will have the room accommodation for you, And one person I asked them, I said, "How long you been here? What you have to do?" And they said, "Oh, I came here very often." And what is the criteria? Oh, you will have to. The temple will ask to leave the mobile phone at the office, And I asked them, "Can you leave it on mobile phone?" And she said, "No, I take two of them, and one of them I give it to them, and another one is with me." It showed that the people are go to do meditation. It doesn't mean they reach the high self realization. So I said, if you come here, you want to do silent speech meditation, and why can't you leave without the mobile phone? Anyway, maybe they want to leave, but half of that I still cannot leave the social world. That is a story. I collect data, and then the the perception of the tourists who I collect data from them, they are the motivation for them to come to Thailand. There are two motivation. One is internal motivation. It's like inside, yeah, inner. That's correct. And another motivation is external. So I asked them that, what is your internal motivation to come to participate in the meditation center in Chiang Mai? So the first one, they said that novelty. The people who go there said novelty is they want to gain new knowledge about spiritual and meditation practice. The second one, they said, I want to be relaxing. I want to refresh, reduce stress, and renew my spiritually when visiting the destination. Another one is transcendence. They said they're able to overcome the limitation of their physical existence. Transcendence is very important for them. Like, for example, you're very easy to get angry, and then you said you don't want to be like that. You become angry, maybe you action, and after you take action, you realize later on it's too late. Yeah. Sometimes when you're angry, why the people said when you get angry, don't get in a message, don't write email when you're angry. You have to walk away. And sometimes when you write and very bad, and then when you send it out, oh, I should not take that action. And what happened? It already sent. Yeah. Transcendence is one of the push factor for the tourists who go to participate in the spiritual. Self-esteem, gain more self-confidence, looking forward to recover from the unpleasantable life, become more positive person. Of course, physical appearance. Yeah. I said to you this morning, why meditation make you have physical, why the link to physical well-being. When you have happy inside, inner, outside will show the happiness on your face. Another thing that they said, I want to escape from my daily routine. Of course, they come from across country. So what is pull factor? If you will go to do meditation, which place that you want to choose to go? The external motivation for the spiritual tourist, authentic experience. They want the place that feel authentic, not any new modern, not any five-star accommodation, be in the nature or be in the resort. Natural setting, they said, I like the place where are natural and have to be peaceful and have to be far away from the usual place. And of course, they said that if you can have historical significant, it will be very interesting for them. So why Chiang Mai, Thailand is one of the destination for the tourists. The need for effective development 5 minutes we will finish. The need for effective development management for the spiritual and religion tourism activities. Basically, after this study, if you want to manage or you want to create a sanctuary like yesterday, we asked her, right? Oh, if we want to start like that, what can we do? Of course, her answer is you need to go to learn, you need to get experience first, and after that, if you want to do your own business, and this is one of the suggestions from my study, that what I draw from the tourists. The tourism organization relate to business, hotel agent, hospitality, health well-being. The indirect industry can be developed, and then you can propose some other facility for the tourists. Attraction place, green space, maybe if you can find the place, maybe not too far. If you too far too much, the travel will be the problem. One stop package mean that you have everything there. Like yesterday, the lady said, right, is you go there, you have meditation, you have the place for you if you want to bring your own spiritual leader, or you can have food, healthy food, you can have information pick up. Sometimes you can go to pick up at the airport, and then what are you doing? It's a bit noisy. When you go, you have pick up, the people want to drop off, and you go to local participation, you can learn about local, provide accurate information. That's very important. Spiritual retreat activity, free time, excursion program. This is very important. After you be silent for 7 days, you need to take them to explore. For example, if I come here 7 days, give me 1 or 2 days to explore Ladakh. Let me learn about your culture. Let me try your food. Maybe when you are in this the wellness center, you maybe have vegetarian. Many places they take the vegetarian. Okay, so I will live at this place, and then in the afternoon, after we have a break, we will come to have a look about some activity that relate to wellness. For example, like yoga festival, yoga destination development, and a case study that I'm doing research as well. Okay, so I think we have a long morning this morning. I think we have a break. I have a note here. Okay, all done. I think we have a lunch break, and after that we come back. Oh, tea break, sorry. We will come back here at 12:30. Okay, all done for this morning. Thank you very much. See you later.
Good afternoon. How are you doing all? You all? Only good?
No.
Huh? Joshua, please come forward. This side. Done. So today we are going to talk about quantitative techniques of measurement of tourism concepts. So the key component in this lecture is to understand what are the different tourism concepts and how we are going to measure them. Right? कि वो टूरिज्म कंसेप्ट्स कौन कौन से हैं और उनको हम कैसे मेजर करेंगे. जब मेजर करने की बात आती है तो क्या मतलब है इसका? इसका क्या मतलब है बताओ. बताओ बताओ, जब when we are saying measurement of tourism concepts, तो ये जो मेजरमेंट है वो क्या चीज है? बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या है आपकी मेजरमेंट के ऊपर? इधर इधर आओ, बताओ मेजरमेंट के ऊपर बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या है आपका? ग्रेट, और कैलकुलेशन, और बारीकी से देखना, मेजरमेंट बारीकी से देखना, ठीक है। और फर्स्ट बताओ मेजरमेंट। देखो सी, इफ यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू पार्टिसिपेट दिस लेक्चर इज ऑफ नो यूज, ठीक है। और मिनिस्ट्री जो इतना पैसा लगा रही है दैट इज ऑल्सो ऑफ नो यूज, ठीक है। कुछ बोलो, सीखो, बताओ। 3-4 पॉइंट्स है इसमें, क्वांटिटेटिव टेक्निक्स है, मेजरमेंट है और टूरिज्म कंसेप्ट्स है। क्या बोल रहे हैं ये 3-4 चीजें, क्या बोल रही हैं? मेजरमेंट के ऊपर डिस्कस करते हैं पहले। सबसे पहले हम मेजरमेंट, इफ आई एम सेइंग व्हाट इज योर हाइट, so how are you going to not measure, but how are you going to answer this question? क्या क्या? हिसाब से देखना। In the beginning when first time you came to know about your height, what was the process? Like how did you come to know like I am this much uh, tall? By measurement. So that a measurement scale was there. It can be some that scale, है ना? What we call it? Inch tape, right? That is, this is how you are going to, or some other measurement machines. If someone is going to you are going to a market and you are going to get 1 kg of sugar or 1 kg of milk, right? 1 liter of milk. So there is a different measurement scale for the liquid also, for the weight also, for the height also. These are the different measurement scale. Similar is the concept with the measurement of a tourism concepts also, right? Now come back to this very first statement, quantitative techniques. Anyone has idea about quantitative techniques? Bachelors, tourism bachelors. Quantitative techniques. Something to measure the quantity. Something which is talking about the numbers, right? Your height is a number. Weight of this sugar packet is a number, right? Your height is a number, right? Kilometers are a number. So what are the number based techniques? What are those number based techniques to measure the tourism concept? So we are going to discuss about those techniques and how we are going to measure those tourism concepts. But before that we will go through some very basic concepts regarding this. Yeah. Okay, so today we are going to cover these few of the interesting topics, which are quantitative techniques of the broader heading is quantitative techniques of measurement of tourism concepts, building research model, right? How we are going to build the research models, right? And interlinkage of tourism research, how these research models are linked with the tourism research, right? And identification of tourism research variables, right? So all these modeling, identification of a research variable is a focus towards the tourism concepts. What are the different concepts in tourism? Any terminology which is related to tourism, simply. For example, if you are talking about physics, you will read about gravitational forces, centrifugal forces, mass, planet, all such kind of things. Similarly, when we are talking about the tourism, there are different concepts in tourism. What are those different concepts? Batao? Tourism. All of you are from the tourism background, right? So any one concept from your side? Destination. Great. Tourism destination. Destination is a general word, but when we are using the word tourism destination, it means we are talking specifically for in context of a tourism, right? And a tourism destination have few characteristics. They are like the economy of that destination is a tourism centric, right? That place will host multinational peoples from multi nations. A tourism destination can have a multi cuisine restaurants. So there are different sub concepts are associated with the major concept, that is a tourism destination. समझ आ रहा है आप लोगों को? Tourism destination is a one concept. ठीक है, उसके अंदर सब कंसेप्ट हैं जो उसके रिलेटेड है. ठीक है, टूरिज्म स्टेक होल्डर्स आएगा उसमें, टूरिज्म स्टेक होल्डर्स आएगा, डेस्टिनेशन अट्रैक्शंस आएगा, डेस्टिनेशन एक्सेसिबिलिटी आएगा जो हमने 5 इयर्स पढ़ रहे थे लास्ट लेक्चर में, एक्सेसिबिलिटी आएगा, एमिनिटीज ऑफ डेस्टिनेशंस आएगा, राइट. और जो टूरिज्म डेस्टिनेशन का और की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक क्या है कि वहां जो आपका सर्विसेज है, सर्विसेज जो है दे आर प्रो टूरिज्म, pro tourist, they are more towards the catering of the tourist, right? Any other concept, tourism concept? Accommodation is we covered it in the destination tourism destination concept. 5 ways. Anything else और बताओ, फर्स्ट आप बताओ. Activities or accept 5 ways. Now add these, go ahead bit. Other than 5 ways, what others are? Sustainable tourism. Great. Next बताओ. और concept, there are so many numerous tourism concepts. बताओ. Your first time, then answer. क्या? Fourth. Okay, बताओ. और please go ahead, fast. Tourism experience is a tourism concept. Destination image is a tourism concept. Destination performance is a tourism concept. There are key components which are associated with the tourism education, right? You are talking about a tourist satisfaction, that is a tourism concept. Tourism concept, simply in layman language, it is like whatever you are going to study within the discipline of tourism, right? Can you talk about a reproductive system in tourism? No, almost no. But when we are going to talk about health tourism or some other, then we can add it. But generally, it is not part of your tourism education, right? Similarly, tourism geography, tourism system, right? Doxy's irradiation index, tourist contentment, tourist experiences, cultural immersion, sustainable tourism, right? Accommodation industry, activities industries. These are the key concepts of tourism. Right? Tourism life cycle area, tourism destination life cycle area, Doxy's irradiation index. All these are the concepts. Different tourist arrivals, destination image, tourist expenditure. How are you going to measure? Carrying capacity. These are the key concepts you are supposed to study in a tourism, right? Many of them we have already discussed. Now in this lecture we are going to talk about how we are going to measure them, okay, quantitatively in numbers. There are two components, we generally say quantitative measurement and qualitative measurement. Okay, quantitative measurement, it talks about the numbers, but qualitative measurement, it talks about a non-numbers component. It is more about not quality but experiences. It is more about assess kind of informations. It is more about a kind of observations. For example, your review about XYZ hotel is not a quantitative data, it is a qualitative data, qualitative informations. Rating, right? These are the quantitative numbers, these are the quantitative information, right? Sorry, qualitative information. Reviews of hotels are qualitative, and weight, tourist arrival, tourist expenditure, for how many days a tourist is staying, it is a quantitative. Clear? Then we were here in the tourism research component. Okay, so now our measurement is connected with these different research, tourism research components, right? For example, you want to know the tourists visiting to Ladakh are satisfied or not, right? You want to know this. How are you going to know this now? You will, any others? How are you going to measure this? A tourist coming to this place is satisfied or not? Reviews, yes, reviews is one component. Others, other survey or data collection, or when you are studying, there are different methods to study. Nowadays, young generation is studying only from the YouTube, but there are other methods also. You go for tuition, you study there. You are into self study mode. You are just studying the books. Maybe you have someone at home who is mentoring you. Different methods to study, to get educated, right? Maybe others are also there. Similarly, there are different methods to measure these tourism concepts, and it depends upon the choice of an individual researcher, how he or she is going to measure them. Clear? क्या clear? बताओ कि जो tourism concepts हैं, for example, I want to measure tourist satisfaction in context of Ladakh. How we are going to do that? Everyone will evolve their own techniques. For example, when there was no technology, was this practice was not into practice to measure the satisfaction of a tourist? हमारे अबले वो जो पुराने बुजुर्ग लोग थे, वो क्या ऐसा काम नहीं करते थे? वो करते थे, वो बिहेवियर ऑब्जर्व करते थे टूरिस्ट का, कैसा है उनका, समझे? उसके वो या फिर वो उसको एकोमोडेशन अच्छा लगा नहीं लगा, तो इट वाज देयर प्रैक्टिस, दे वर इनटू दैट बिजनेस फॉर सो लॉन्ग, है ना? उनको ऑब्जर्व करते थे, वो ऑब्जर्व, दे वर इनटू ऑब्जर्व, दे वर नॉट गोइंग विद टू मीट देम एंड आस्किंग द क्वेश्चंस लाइक यू वर डूइंग यस्टरडे, ठीक है? उनकी फीडबैक, बिहेवियर, जो क्वालिटेटिव वे थे, राइट? सो दिस इज हाउ दे वर डूइंग ऑल दीज थिंग्स in knowing or in measuring one concept, tourist satisfaction. There are many others also. Hygiene, hygienic practices at hotels, hygienic practices at the tourism destinations, infrastructure at a tourism destination. How are you going to measure all these things? लद्दाख में टूरिज्म इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अच्छा है या नहीं है, ये कैसे कैसे पता करेंगे आप लोग? टूरिज्म डिपार्टमेंट से पूछेंगे। हमने इससे पहले एक बात, शी सेड ऑब्जर्व करेंगे, ही सेड टूरिज्म डिपार्टमेंट से पूछेंगे, शी सेड टूरिस्ट से पूछेंगे। ऑल द थ्री वेज आर करेक्ट, क्योंकि हमने क्या पता पहले क्या बोला हमने कि इट इज द इंडिविजुअल चॉइस, रिसर्चर्स चॉइस विच टेक्निक ही और शी वांट्स टू गो। क्लियर? नेक्स्ट है आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ टूरिज्म रिसर्च वेरिएबल्स। ये बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है कि ये मुझे रिसर्च किस चीज के ऊपर करनी है। ये कैसे पता करते हैं हम? ये भी टूरिस्ट से पूछेंगे। फिर नहीं, हम ये अपने अपने कॉन्टेक्स्ट में पूछ रहे हैं इसको, हम इस चीज को अपने कॉन्टेक्स्ट में डिस्कस कर रहे हैं कि मुझे किस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में रिसर्च करनी, मुझे क्या रिसर्च, मुझे टूरिस्ट सेटिस्फेक्शन के ऊपर काम करना है, या मुझे टूरिस्ट हैप्पीनेस के ऊपर काम करना है, या मुझे टूरिस्ट की कंटेंटमेंट के ऊपर काम करना है, या मुझे टूरिस्ट की वेलनेस के ऊपर काम करना है, या मुझे टूरिस्ट एक्सपीरियंसेस के ऊपर काम करना है, या मुझे टूरिज्म इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के ऊपर काम करना है, या मुझे टूरिस्ट अराइवल के ऊपर काम करना है, या मुझे एक टूरिस्ट जो लद्दाख में आता है वो कितने दिन स्पेंड करता है उसके ऊपर काम करना है। किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा? ये इंडिविजुअल इंटरेस्ट के ऊपर। ठीक है, आई वॉन्ट टू नो हाउ मेनी टूरिस्ट आर कमिंग टू लद्दाख फॉर स्पोर्ट्स, so it will be your interest, na? It wouldn't be my interest because you yesterday you mentioned like I am into sports. समझ रहे हैं आप लोग? किस चीज पे रिसर्च करनी है वो इंडिविजुअल चॉइस होती है। ठीक है, सो ये है। तो फिर उसी के बेसिस पे हम जो है वो वेरिएबल्स को आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं। फिर और क्या है? लिटरेचर रिव्यू करते हैं। लिटरेचर रिव्यू क्या होता है? पूछेंगे, पढ़ेंगे, हम किताबें पढ़ेंगे, अलग अलग किताबें पढ़ेंगे, रिसर्च पेपर्स पढ़ेंगे, रिपोर्ट्स पढ़ेंगे। ठीक है, एक और तरीका है, हम किसी जो लर्न है, उस फील्ड का लर्न प्रोफेसर है, हम उससे मिलते हैं। जो एक होता है ना सीनियर, जैसे आप पढ़ाई करने के लिए बाहर जाते हैं तो आप किससे पूछेंगे? जो पहले बाहर पढ़ के आया है उसको पूछेंगे ना कि बाहर कौन सी स्टेट में जाऊं, कहाँ जाऊं, या लद्दाख में पढ़ूं। तो आजकल तो आपके सीनियर ये बोलते होंगे कि बाहर मत, तो आप लद्दाख में ही पढ़ो, है ना? सो दिस इज हाउ यू डिसाइड द थिंग्स। क्लियर? सो लेट्स गो टू द फुल फ्लेज्ड प्रैक्टिस। सो क्वांटिटेटिव, what is quantitative? Numbers, right? When we are using the word quant or quantitative, it means it is a talking about numbers. Clear? And when we are talking about qualitative, it means it is talking about no numbers. Be more specific please. No numbers or some observations, experiences. Clear? Okay. Tourist arrival in Ladakh, number of tourist arrival in Ladakh is qualitative or quantitative? Quantitative. Qualitative. How many of you are in qualitative section? No one. Good. So quantitative, it is something which is related to numbers. And what is quantitative data now? क्वांटिटेटिव के साथ हमने क्वांटिटेटिव डाटा लगा दी। क्वांटिटेटिव डाटा क्या है? एग्जाम्पल, एनी टू एग्जाम्पल फ्रॉम योर साइड, एनी टू एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ अ क्वांटिटेटिव डेटा? बताओ बताओ। नंबर्स किस किस डाटा में जो है वो नंबर्स होते हैं? अच्छा, डाटा क्या होता है पहले ये भी तो पता करें। डाटा क्या होता है? There is a basic statement. There is a two type of data: primary data and secondary data. Whatever you are collecting at your own, right? For example, whatever information you are collecting or getting any kind of data, that is a primary data. And if you are getting any information from the outside, from the other published resources, that is a secondary data. The source of secondary data can be tourism website, right? Ministry of Tourism website, Ministry of Education website. If you want to know about the school student enrollment ratios, then you are supposed to go to Ministry of Education, right? If you want to know about this national education policy, then you will go through that published document. That published document, national education policy published document, is a primary data for you or secondary data for you? Secondary. Great, done. So now come back to the point of quantitative data. What is quantitative data? Your numbers, the marks you have obtained in a paper examinations, 70%, 80%. What is that? That is a quantitative data. 4 lakh tourists visited Ladakh, 5 lakh tourists visited Ladakh. What is that? What is that? Huh? क्यों इतने वो क्यों है आप? मतलब क्वांटिटेटिव लॉस्ट, आई फील लाइक लॉस्ट। बताओ क्वांटिटेटिव और क्वालिटेटिव में क्या डिफरेंस है, बताओ। मैम ने जबरदस्ती भेजा है, सोनम मैम ने। देखो हाँ कर रहा है। ठीक है। सो क्वांटिटेटिव की बात जब कर रहे हैं तो क्वांटिटेटिव इट इज रिलेटेड टू समथिंग डेटा, नंबर्स, राइट। यू द नंबर यू obtained इन योर 10th standard, 12th standard, first year, second year, right? That is a quantitative data. And someone is going to ask you like, how are you feeling today? What is your perception about Ladakh? That whatever information you are giving under those questions, that is a qualitative. Okay. The reviews are tourist reviews, hotel reviews, bike services reviews, shopping reviews, right? This is a experiences sharing, that is a qualitative data, right? You are the data you collected through observations is also qualitative. Okay. So examples of quantitative data, Najma, quantitative data का एक एग्जांपल। और एग्जांपल पूछ रहे हैं हम, सीधा एग्जांपल डायरेक्टली। वो नहीं, गूगल फॉर्म तो कुछ और है, टूल, दैट इज अ टूल टू कलेक्ट डेटा। सही था, कोविड केसेस, दैट इज अ क्वांटिटेटिव डेटा, राइट। सो नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स इन अ क्लास इज अ quantitative data. Number of lectures attended by the students is a quantitative data. Number of hotels in Ladakh, quantitative data. Number of homestays in Ladakh, population of Ladakh is a quantitative, right? Tourist spending is a quantitative, right? Number of days spent by a tourist in Ladakh is a quantitative data, right? It is giving you some exact number. Okay. Okay, there is then there is one very important statement by all these philosophers, Fred and Cam, that either you are going for quantitative research or qualitative research, right? Research you are doing on the basis of numbers or on the basis of no numbers. You are always giving some reference which is no numbers, which is into no number. You conclude something na? For example, you traveled from Leh to Sri Lanka, Colombo, right? You met so many number of people, right? That is into numbers. You had a experience also, that is a qualitative thing. But in the end, when you ask someone, how do you conclude your tour? You conclude it as 100% successful tour, or you conclude it as a memorable tour. So conclusion is always something qualitative, right? The same destiny. So these are the, like, either you, for example, you want to reach Chandigarh, so you can go by air also, you can go by road also. So both the ways to reach the same destination. You conclude something, okay, which is known numbers. So data analysis now. Now we have data, quantitative data and qualitative data. So what is this quantitative, this data analysis now? क्या जानना बताओ, क्या है डाटा एनालिसिस, क्या चीज है? पढ़ना, एनालाइज करना। अब निकालो कल के क्वेश्चन पेपर, क्वेश्चनर अपने, कल वाले क्वेश्चनर किस किसके पास है, निकालो उनको। किसको? मैंने फोन में फोटो क्लिक करने के लिए बोला था, क्या पता नहीं ये कौन सा अप्रोच है। आई आस्क यू टू कीप इट विद योरसेल्फ। आपने मैम को सबमिट कर दिया है सबने? किसके पास है? आपने क्यों नहीं की मैम को सबमिट? क्या? चलो पढ़ो, फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन क्या है उसमें? एज। यू हैव क्वेश्चन? यू हैव? ओके, यू हैव? एनीवन एल्स? ओके, So all of you just mentioned the age. What is the age of tourists in your questionnaire? 35. You? 34. 42. Anyone else? So what is the age? 49? दो टूरिस्ट से पूछा. 49, 49, 47, 42 and 34. 34, 35, 47, 49. So ये चार इंफॉर्मेशन मिल गया आपकी, चार डाटा मिल गया, क्वांटिटेटिव डाटा मिल गया. अब इसका एवरेज निकालेंगे हम तो क्या बनेगा बताओ. करो करो कैलकुलेट करो फटाफट. फोन यूज करो. 32 प्लस फोन करो यूज. 32 प्लस 39. बाकी पेन पेंसिल तो है ना बाकियों के पास. ठीक है. डिवाइडेड बाय 1 2 4. The average age of the respondent is 28. Okay, average age of the tourist visiting to Shanti Stupa is 28. Okay, so this is we have that data and we analyze that and we found something this. Or in general you can say the majority of the tourists traveling to this place are between 30 to 40, 30 to 50. Right, this is how you analyze the data. Right, or you can this is the very basic, this is very the basic, like it's a simplest form of a data analysis. When you are using descriptive analysis, you are describing the data, you are using the frequency and then you are analyzing that, you are making some conclusions. Right, what is the next question? Why are you traveling to Ladakh? What is the answer there? Adventure. Second, Adve adventure and explore the Ladakh. What is it? Culture. Culture and leisure. Anyone else? To enjoy mountain. So we can say the majority of the people they talked about cultural exploration. And yesterday we already discussed the report of Ministry of Tourism. Even though this is number is very small, we are talking about only 4 or 5 tourists. Right, out of 5 tourists, 2 tourists or 3 tourists are traveling for cultural exploration. So we can say majority of the tourists are in Ladakh for cultural exploration. And this is the report. It was saying in 2017 they explored, like majority of the tourists traveling to Ladakh are for either for culture or either for adventure. So you are getting some insights कि 2017 में चला था ट्रेंड, वो 2025 में भी है. You will see trend analysis also. This is a data analysis technique. Okay, so this is the data analysis. There is one so you got it, the basic concept. What is that? Data analysis. Clear? Now there is another term, data analytics also. Data analysis and data analytics. Data analytics is kind of a complete informations. A data analysis technique can use multiple techniques of data analysis to give you a proper visualized image with conclusions. Right? अब हम डाटा एनालिसिस करते क्यों हैं? क्यों करेंगे हम डाटा एनालिसिस? क्यों करेंगे? क्या फायदा है बताओ? क्या एग्जैक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन और कंक्लूजन लिखने के लिए. आप बताओ क्यों करेंगे हम? कोई डाटा पड़ा है हमारे पास, उसको क्यों एनालाइज करेंगे? बताओ. आप एग्जाम दे रहे हैं, फर्स्ट ईयर में इतने मार्क्स लिए आपने, सेकंड में इतने लिए, थर्ड में इतने लिए, फोर्थ में इतने लिए, ठीक है, सेमेस्टर वाइज. तो उस सारे डाटा को आप ऐसे छोड़ देंगे या उससे ड्रॉ करेंगे? कम से कम एवरेज ही निकाल लेंगे कि मेरी एवरेज कितनी बन रही है, मेरी परसेंटेज कितनी बन रही है, इतना तो कर लेंगे ना. सो टू कंक्लूड समथिंग. अब मान लो फॉर एग्जांपल one person is there who is just appearing into exam and even not taking care of his mark sheet and nothing. Right, he doesn't know or she doesn't know how much how many marks she has or he has in a first semester, second semester, third, right? And there is other person who has a clear vision, like I want to achieve, I want to pass my graduation with 90%, right? Or grading, whatever grade is a plus grade. So you will calculate your marks from the first year, second semester, third semester, fourth, then you will calculate them, right? So then you will think like, okay, is it going at par with my goal or not? So it helps you to make a decision also. It helps you to find the trend also. It helps you to understand the market also, right? Different data. It helps you to understand the sales pattern also. For example, A property is selling 10 tour package per day, right? B company is selling 20 tour package per day, right? So they can compare. There can be a person, for example, Joffel is there. Uh, he's selling 20 tour package, or during the selling 20 tour package with the, for example, 10,000 per tour package. So it will be around 2 lakh, right? There is other person who is selling only 2 package for 1 lakh each. So it will show you. It will show you, right? That data will help you to compare the output to make decision. Then next time your will also think, I will also switch toward that thing. Like handling 20 tours is such a hectic task and output is only 2 lakhs. She will say, okay, I handle only 2 tours and less hectic, right? समझ रहे हैं आप लोग? इसलिए डाटा एनालिसिस जो है वो करते हैं, डाटा एनालाइज करते हैं और हम उसे डिसीजन ड्रॉ करते हैं. अब डिसीजन का क्या क्या अच्छा है? If you have a correct information, if you have correct data, you can help the policy maker, you can help the nation to draw better policies. ठीक है? For example, the majority of the tourists traveling to Leh are Japanese. Then we can ask the government to develop some signboards, Japanese language specific signboards, right? अगर आपके पास डाटा नहीं है, आप you're just going and visiting the DC साहब, then DC साहब बोलेंगे क्यों खर्चा करना है हमने यहाँ पे? DC साहब तो ये बोलेंगे ना कि हमने क्यों खर्चा करना है यहाँ पे, क्यों साइनेज लगवाना है और क्यों? पर you will have that information. Sir, देखो, with the passage of year, the number of Japanese tourist arrival is increasing. समझ रहे हैं आप? समझ रहे हैं कि नहीं समझ रहे? If you are saying I am intelligent, तो बेसिक क्राइटेरिया क्या है? मार्कशीट दिखाओ. मार्कशीट इज शोइंग योर डाटा. समझ रहे हैं आप लोग? This is the importance of data. In 21st century, we have knowledge-based economy, right? In knowledge-based economy, data is highly important, and nowadays it is saying, it is a very clear saying, data is the fuel. Data is the new fuel. Those economies which has a higher control over the data, they will excel in future. Clear? समझ आ रहा है आप लोगों को? नहीं आ रहा समझ? Okay. So it helps us into decision making. It helps us to improve the efficiency and productivity also. For example, A company have 20 employees and B company has 10 employees, right? But the company A is having profit of XYZ amount and company B is having profit of XYZ amount. Then you will compare that, okay, does the numbers merely having more number of employees is leading towards more profit or not? ठीक है? समझ रहे हैं आप लोग? एफिशिएंसी कैसे बढ़ेगी कि हमने 10, आपकी कंपनी में 10 एम्प्लॉइज हैं, 10 एम्प्लॉइज से मैंने ये काम करवा रहा हूँ, इतनी पे दे रहा हूँ उनको. क्या वो मेरे जो कंपनी का जो गोल है उसको अचीव कर पा रहे हैं कि नहीं कर पा रहे हैं? क्या वो वर्कलोड जो है वो एक्सीड कर रहा है कि कम कर रहा है? ठीक है? तो इट विल हेल्प यू टू मेक अ डिसीजन. एफिशिएंसी और प्रोडक्टिविटी के रिगार्डिंग, और हमारे गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बहुत सारे होते हैं, जैसे खासकर मैं टूरिज्म ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए, तो tourism organizations are, especially hotel accommodation industry, we have more employees there, but productivity is less. they are not attracting the tourists also, right? Occupancy rate is low, right? So on that basis, like a property has a 20 employees, what is its output in context of revenue probably, right? And there is a B property, the what is the output of that property in context of revenue, you will compare it and then you will take the decision. ठीक है? और कोई एग्जांपल आपकी नजर में? एक ट्रैवल कंपनी होगी जिसके 2 एम्प्लॉय होंगे, बहुत एफिशिएंट होंगे। एक और ट्रैवल कंपनी होगी जिसके एम्प्लॉयज जो है वो 4 होंगे, बट एफिशिएंसी इज नॉट देयर। हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू मेजर दैट एफिशिएंसी? ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सेल्स, package sale, right? So then better financial performance also. कैसे? For example, if you are taking record of your pocket money, how much money you are spending per month, right? And where are you spending that money also, right? So if you are able to calculate that data by the end of the month, okay, I spent 20,000 for the picnic thing, right? And 10,000 for my study purpose, then it will help you. Like, I want to be a good student, I want to study more, then you will shift your investment from a picnic thing to study thing. समझ रहे हैं आप लोग? ऐसे ये चीजें जो वो हेल्प करती हैं हमें. This is how we take a kind of accurate decisions. Clear? Competitive advantage, इसका क्या मतलब है? Competitive advantage, हमने वो मार्क्स वाला बात किया. A student want to achieve, want to get graduated with A grade, right? If you are taking care of that data, then it will help you to score good marks and a competitive edge over other students also, right? Or if you have the data in which subject I am good, right? You will keep record of that data and then you can take a decisions accordingly. Clear? For example, you have a XYZ homestay and it started way back in 2010. In 2010, the profit was 10,000. In 2011, profit was 20,000. In 2000, next it was 5,000, right? With the passage of time, you can calculate like which year was beneficial, more profitable for me, and what are the different reasons. You can extract them all, right? So if for example, if you have a property which is giving you 1 lakh profit per year, on the basis of that profit you can start new business also, because you have that data, and just showing that data to the banks, you can get a good loan. समझ रहे हैं आप कितनी इंपॉर्टेंस है डाटा की, राइट? सो इंप्रूव्ड कस्टमर रिटेंशन और सेटिस्फेक्शन कैसे? फॉर एग्जांपल, यू हैव अ रेस्टोरेंट, this local cuisine restaurant, right? So you have a feedback form there. How do you rate the ambience of my place? How do you rate the taste of the food? How do you rate the behavior of the staff? Then, for example, you took that feedback for 1 month, and then by the end of the 1 month, if you analyze that data, then you are feeling okay, my ambience is good, my taste of the food is good, but the location of the restaurant is not good. So it will help you to decide. Or if taste is good, the taste is good, behavior of the staff is good, but ambience is not good, it will help you to take a decision to improve the ambience of your property. Clear? So types of data, there are 2 major categories of data, which are qualitative and quantitative. When we are talking about qualitative data, it is a nominal data and it is a categorical data, ordinal data, okay? And in this quantitative thing, we have interval data and ratio data, okay? So when we are talking about nominal data and ordinal data, there was a question. No, there was no question in your questionnaire yesterday. For example, how do we mark your attendance? We have P for present and A for absent, right? So they are nominal. Okay, they are no, it's just nominating things. Clear? More of this thing is like which telecom company SIM card do you use? So it can be BSNL, Airtel, or this. So these are the nominal. These are the nominal things. Addition and subtraction of these idea with the G or with somewhere, it wouldn't give you any output. But they are just a namesake. Just a, for example, this road is ready to go or not. How would you come to know? With the green signal. So green is to go, yellow is to ready or to look around, and red is to stop. So they are nominal information. That is the nominal data. Clear? Then we have ordinal data. For example, there are grades: A grade, A plus grade, B grade, B plus. They are orders. A grade is lesser than your A plus, or B is greater than your C grade, right? So it has importance. One is more than others, right? But you cannot add or subtract that information, right? Orders have, they have significance. Like A grade is A grade is A plus grade is higher than A, or some others, other whatever gradings. O is there, A plus is there, A grade is there, B plus is there, B is there, C is there, P is there, right? So these have, they are the orders. For example, your Olympians, gold, silver, and bronze. Importance is there. Importance is there, but number doesn't have significance, right? And we have continuous data, or this quantitative data. It is interval scale data and ratio scale data. The key difference between the both is in case of interval data, zero has significance, right? For example, 0 degree temperature, does it mean something or not? Bolo, yes or no? 0 डिग्री टेम्परेचर का कुछ मतलब है या नहीं है? 0 डिग्री टेम्परेचर में कितनी ठंड होती है ना, ठीक है? पर व्हेन यू आर सेइंग जीरो एज, डज इट समथिंग, डज इट मीन समथिंग? नो, zero means nothing. Zero, there is no zero, there is nothing, right? 0 kg weight, right? No. So this is the key difference between the interval scale and ratio scale, okay, or data. These are the key difference, right? Nominal data is there. You are depicting this male with 0 and female with 1. So addition of 0 and 1 doesn't mean it will become something like this. Okay, done. And moreover, the very common example of nominal scale is a gender, male, female. Addition of a male plus male doesn't going to make two males. It doesn't have any significance. Or female plus female doesn't going to make anything, right? But yes, you can draw, you can make a descriptive analysis. For example, you interviewed 40 people. For example, you interviewed 40 people. Then you can make an inference that okay, out of these 40 people, 20 were or 15 were male and rest 25 were females, right? Clear? But addition and deletion is, it is not there. This is their zip code, blood type, blood group, right? They are nominal data, right? Eye color, political party, travel motives, these are the nominal data, okay? Type of tourist, adventurer, excursionist, what kind of tourist he or she is, right? Ordinal data, it is regarding rating and school grades. We already discussed about A plus, A grade, right? A plus is and this greater than and less than these arithmetic signs are applicable in such kind of data. Clear? समझ आ रहा कुछ? नहीं आ रहा? Economic class, middle class, elite class, right? Or this there is another class is there for non-criminal, right? This kind of a economic class in the country are, right? Education, your elementary, graduation, PG, UG, doctorate, these are the grades. PhD is higher than masters, right? But you cannot add like a masters, addition of master with PhD will make some other degree. No, it is not going to make it, right? So this is the case. Clear? And how do we measure this? Rating, satisfying. Rating is how do you rate your tour? Satisfactory, unsatisfactory, more neutral, no, don't want to say anything, right? This kind of data you will achieve. Like Likert, it you didn't practice, but Likert scale is something like a preferences are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.7 points are also the hygiene. How do you rate the cleanliness, right? Interval data we have discussed it. So for example, this temperature they are talking about, right? Temperature, this is what temperature is considered as an interval data rather than ratio data. Okay, so because they are saying like a zero, this is the key difference is zero. Regarding the zero degree means something. When zero doesn't have anything, zero doesn't have meaning, then it is a your ratio scale. Okay. Data analysis method. Why do we analyze the data now? Right? There are 4 key components, and they are diagnostic method, descriptive, right? Prescriptive and predictive. Diagnostic, descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive. Doctor prescribes you. Okay, have this ABC medicine, right? You will get cured of this thing, right? So this is one case. Then we have predictive, right? In our villages, what happens? A teacher can predict like what kind of student he or she is going to be in future. What kind of a human being he or she is going to be in future, right? Now descriptive is something it is related to historical, but whatever it has happened, you just write about the tourism industry of Ladakh. So you will historical development of tourism industry in Ladakh. How are you going? So it is something which has happened, right? You just describe that scenario. If I ask you how was your travel experience to Colombo, अभी गए थे थोड़ी देर पहले, है ना? So when you travel from Leh to Colombo, how was your traveling experience? You will describe that scenario. It has already happened and you are describing that, right? Story kind of thing, storytelling, right? Then we have a diagnostic. Why it happened? Why it happened? The tourist inflow in Ladakh was exponentially shooted after 2010. Why? बताओ बताओ. To find the cause why it happened, पुलिस क्या करती है? डायग्नोस्टिक. क्यों ऐसा क्यों हुआ? ठीक है. So ऐसा क्यों हुआ? That is part of a diagnostic research methods. क्लियर? तो 4 तरीके हैं जब भी हम एनालिसिस करते हैं. तो हमारा मेन ये भी इंडिविजुअल का चॉइस है कि मैं उस सिनेरियो को डिस्क्राइब करना चाहता हूं, या मैं इसका रूट कॉज फाइंड करना चाहता हूं, या मैं गवर्नमेंट को, पॉलिसी मेकर्स को ये प्रिस्क्राइब करना चाहता हूं कि ये करोगे आप तो ऐसा नहीं होगा. क्लियर? या आप ये प्रेडिक्शन करना चाहते हैं कि इस साल इतना टूरिस्ट आया तो अगले साल इतना टूरिस्ट आ सकता है. क्लियर? समझ रहे हैं आप लोग? बैचलर वालों को तो थोड़ा हैवी लग रहा होगा, ये नहीं लग रहा? थोड़ा सा क्या ऊपर कहाँ, ऊपर वाले रूम में पढ़ना है? ठीक है, दीज आर द की कंपोनेंट्स यू आर, अभी नहीं है, जब आप बाद में, अब तो देखो नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में अगर थर्ड ईयर में तो आप फोर्थ ईयर में आप जाओगे तो यू आर सपोज टू स्टडी रिसर्च, ये वहां है, क्लियर है, अभी नहीं, आपको पीएचडी का वेट नहीं करना पड़ेगा। नहीं चल रहा है, अच्छा सॉरी, ऐसे ऐसे ही है, ऐसे हो जाएगा, हाँ हो गया, आ गया, थैंक यू, ओके, कम बैक प्लीज। सो हु आर इंटरेस्टेड इनटू दिस डाटा एनालिसिस, कौन करेंगे इस डाटा एनालिसिस को, करेंगे कौन? रिसर्चर, टूरिज्म प्रोफेशनल जिनकी अपनी ट्रैवल कंपनीज है, पॉलिसी मेकर्स, गवर्नमेंट्स, वो क्या है, रिसर्च करवाती है, डाटा को एनालाइज करवाती है, क्या हमने वो करना है। ठीक है, लद्दाख में अगर फॉर एग्जांपल एक्स वाई जेड होम स्टे ओनर दे केम टू नो मोर पीपल आर कमिंग टू दिस प्लेस फॉर स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिसेस, था था ना, है ना, तो दैट कंपोनेंट इज वेरी less and it can be developed as a niche tourism product. So spiritual tourism in Ladakh cannot be a mass tourism product, but it can be a niche tourism product. What is the difference between mass and niche? Niche is something new, it is something like a blue ocean strategy based business, okay, quality of life of the common people, civilians of the country, okay जी। अब ये डाटा लाइफ साइकिल क्या है, कैसे है, हम सबसे पहले करते हैं, ये देखो आप, ये दिस इज एग्जांपल फ्रॉम यस्टरडे, जस्ट बी हियर, यू कलेक्टेड, ठीक है जी। सो कोडिंग करेंगे, कोडिंग के बाद क्या करेंगे, हम डिसाइड करेंगे कि हमने करना क्या इस डाटा का, ठीक है जी। तो यू विल यूज सम टेक्निक्स to analyze the data. It can be you want to calculate the frequency, how many tourists are visiting for cultural purpose, how many tourists are visiting for adventure, what is the number of percentage of female travelers, right, ये आपने एनालिसिस कर लिया, फिर उस एनालिसिस को हमने विजुलाइज करना है। विजुलाइज कैसे करेंगे, चार्ट्स बनाएंगे, पाई चार्ट्स बनाएंगे, ठीक है, विजुलाइज दिखाने के लिए अच्छा लगता है ना, विजुलाइज जब अच्छे से पिक्चर्स वाला जो इंफॉर्मेशन रहती है विजुलाइज, ठीक है, उससे फिर हम कंक्लूजन निकालेंगे, ठीक है, कि देयर आर मोर वुमेन ट्रैवलिंग टू लद्दाख फॉर स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिसेस, सो इट मींस देयर इज अ नीड टू डेवलप मोर वुमेन टूरिज्म प्रोफेशनल इन द स्टेट और यूटी, समझ रहे, नहीं समझ रहे, ठीक है। सो ऐसे जो है वो इंटरप्रिटेशन और ये सब जो है एक सर्कल है, मतलब नॉर्मल सर्कल है, ये डाटा के साथ हम कैसे क्या करते हैं, क्लियर। हाउ टू इंप्रूव डाटा एनालिसिस स्किल्स, इंप्रूव भी तो करनी पड़ेंगी ना, कैसे, जो रूबिक खेलते हैं ना, वो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, रूबिक बोलते हैं ना, वो वैसी वैसी एक्सरसाइज, पजल्स, मोर try to play more with the data, so this is how your data analysis skills are improving. Data scientists, याद रख लेना इस चीज को, data scientists are the most demanded among the most demanded professional in the world. डाटा एनालिस्ट की बहुत जरूरत है, तो डाटा को बड़े अच्छे से एनालाइज, विजुलाइज कर सकते हैं और अच्छी पॉलिसी बना सकते हैं, याद रखना इस चीज को, ठीक है। डाटा साइंटिस्ट, country, even the country and at global platform, it is highly needed, right, good, we are lacking into good data scientist. Data scientist means a person who is analyzing or visualizing or giving some meaningful outputs, okay। Quantitative techniques, descriptive statistics, covariance based data analysis techniques, and time series, we will not go for other, there are regressions also, right, time series analysis also, right, forecasting techniques also, right, we will just go with the, even though this descriptive statistics is a enough for us, right? So it talks about a frequency based information. कितने टूरिस्ट आए, उसमें वुमेन्स कितने थे, मेल कितने थे, फीमेल कितने थे, एक्सपेंडिचर क्या है, और ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन कहां से मिलेगी, हमने क्वेश्चनर में डाला. पर डे देयर वाज अ क्वेश्चन, पर डे स्पेंडिंग in the questionnaire yesterday there was a question, right? What was other questions was there? Origin, right? So in your what was it, origin? America, see. So you can analyze, for example, you just talk to 4 or 5 people. When you are actually conducting a research which is based on questionnaires and all these techniques, you meet a good number of people, and that number of people is also decided as per this different sample calculation tools, right? Generally it is a 10 times the number of questions in your questionnaire. ओके, ये क्वेश्चनियर, ये चीज कितने लोगों से पूछनी है हमें, जनरली जो है लेमन लैंग्वेज में ये है कि इट मस्ट बी 10 टाइम्स द नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस इन योर क्वेश्चनियर. ठीक है, तो आपके क्वेश्चनियर में इट वाज आई थिंक अराउंड 8 क्वेश्चंस. सो यू आर सपोज टू आस्क 80 पीपल, पर हमने नहीं पूछा बिकॉज इट वाज एक्सरसाइज एंड वी जस्ट वांटेड टू नो हाउ टू अप्रोच अ टूरिस्ट. ठीक है जी, मेन फंडा ही हुआ, राइट? So descriptive strategy, covariance based data analysis technique, it is something every variable has some impact on other variables, right? So a variable, how much I can explain this a variable, how much it is explaining to b, it is a variance. Clear? Just say, for example, I want to measure happiness, right? So I will frame few questions, right? So are those questions are actually reaching that point or that concept to which I want to measure, right? Generally it must be beyond 50%, क्योंकि in the nature the probability is 50% of happening anything. होगा या ना होगा का जो probability है वो है 50%, right? So this is a covariance, how much a thing can explain the variance of a construct, right? Time series analysis is something like we talked about a profit of a homestay in X year, by year, Z year, and then you realized what kind of pattern it is there. I am I getting profit from this or loss from this? So with the passage of time, what is the change in that number? It is a part of time series analysis. Done. So how we are going to measure? Now the basic concept is there. You are clear with the data. What is data? You are clear. What are the different techniques? You are clear with that. What is the Rubina नींद आ रही है? Okay. So we are clear with the data analysis, data analytics. Now we will come to this point, right? And different types of data as well. So now we are coming back to this how to measure these different things. Now there is a concept, tourist arrival and departure concept. ठीक है, how are we going to measure it? कैसे मेजर करेंगे? लद्दाख कितने टूरिस्ट आए, कितने गए? जो आए थे वो सारे चले गए कि यहीं यहां तो नहीं रह गए कुछ? वो कैसे पता चलेगा हमें? कैसे पता चलेगा? आप बताओ लद्दाख कितना टूरिस्ट आया, कितना आया, वो कैसे पता चलेगा हमें? डाटा तो है, पर वो डाटा कहां से मिलेगा? रिसेप्शन, किसकी रिसेप्शन से? यूनिवर्सिटी रिसेप्शन से? बताओ लद्दाख में कितने टूरिस्ट आए इस साल, जनवरी से लेके मई 2025 तक कितना टूरिस्ट आया, कैसे पता चलेगा? बताओ कैसे पता चलेगा? रुको आपका क्लासमेट बता रहे हैं, कैसे पता चलेगा ये? बताओ। लास्ट कैसे पता चलेगा कितने टूरिस्ट आए लद्दाख की, कैसे पता चलेगा? एयरपोर्ट से। फिर सारे टूरिस्ट का पता चल जाएगा कितने टूरिस्ट आए लद्दाख। हाँ क्या? टोल, ठीक है, टोल और एयरपोर्ट्स, ठीक है, यही तरीका है, और है कोई? चेक पोस्ट। बताओ बताओ बताओ, इतना इजी क्वेश्चन। अब हमें यही नहीं पता हमारे लद्दाख में कितने टूरिस्ट आते हैं, कैसे आते हैं, कहाँ कहाँ से आते हैं? होटल्स। ठीक है, so there are few techniques he is saying from the airports, tourist arrival at airports, number of tourist arrival at airports, plus tolls, how many tourists, but at the tolls they just book your taxi number, they don't ask for the number of tourists, right? So the basic criteria is number of hotels in Ladakh, right, or any property, and how many tourists they handled. Clear? So do you think there is a need to strengthen this framework to measure the tourist arrival in Ladakh? बोलो बोलो। क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या ये जो फ्रेमवर्क सेट किया है कि हम जो अभी, अगर आज की डेट में हमने टूरिस्ट अराइवल जो है वो पता करना हो लद्दाख का, तो हम क्या करते हैं कि एयरपोर्ट्स पे पता करते हैं, जो भी है हमारा यहाँ पे जो भी बुकिंग्स फ्लाइट्स वो रहा, उससे पता चलेगा इतने टूरिस्ट वहां पे एयरपोर्ट्स पे अराइव हुए, क्योंकि निकालते हैं वो लोग, उनके पास डाटा रहता है, ठीक है। सेकंड है ऑल दी होटल्स जो भी है लद्दाख में अकोमोडेशन यूनिट्स है, उसके पास कितने टूरिस्ट ठहरे, तो उससे हमें पता चल जाएगा कि लद्दाख कितना टूरिस्ट आया। इज दिस राइट वे टू कलेक्ट टू मेजर द टूरिस्ट अराइवल इन लद्दाख? सुन लो एक बार ध्यान से, दिस इज वेरी की क्वेश्चन। बताओ, इससे पता चल जाएगा हमें कि लद्दाख कितना टूरिस्ट आया? एग्जैक्ट पता नहीं चलेगा, क्यों? और भी जगह, अब देखो, फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू स्टार्टेड टू ट्रेवल फ्रॉम ले, all the hotels in Ladakh who occupied XYZ number of tourists. Now you are the repeated tourist. This data will increase, na? But tourist is the one, but it will show 4. Then this check post, check post, check post. It tells you about a tourist vehicle. Which tourist vehicle? It doesn't explain about how many tourists are there. कहाँ? Permit to be. I have personal experience. Permit. This permit, inline permit is most altered thing. Or permit is needed when you are going inside inner areas. If you are traveling to Leh, you don't need it. And there are, I'm sure there are many people who just come to Leh and they go back. Fair? So we need good source of data for the tourist arrival. Okay, this is how we can measure this tourist arrival at a place, right? And this is in context of country. So just imagine how tough it is. Land borders are there, seaports are there, airports are there, right? So government is taking care of this business so nicely that they are providing us data at least. Clear? So tourist expenditure. How are you going to measure the tourist expenditure? Like how much money tourists are spending in Ladakh? Yeah. How are you going to calculate this? Like how much money they are spending in Ladakh? Tourist. Bank transaction is being used by locals also. Tour package, tour package, or ये है बेसिक मेजरमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं हम, जहां सिर्फ डाटा की बात हो रही है। अभी टेस्ट वाली बात तो हुई नहीं, जहां पे ए का बी के ऊपर इफेक्ट क्या पड़ रहा है और तब कैसे सेटिस्फेक्शन मेजर कर रहे हैं। क्या हुआ? ठीक है, ठीक है। तो एक्सपेंडिचर बोलता है सर्वे कंडक्ट करेंगे फिर हम। सर्वे कंडक्ट, सर्वे क्या है? क्वेश्चनियर। क्वेश्चनियर्स का एक्सटेंडेड रोल। व्हेन यू आर एक्चुअली इनटू द प्रोसेस, यू आर गोइंग इनटू द फील्ड विद क्वेश्चनियर, then you are asking the peoples about, right, how much do you spend, so we can approximately we can reach that number, right? And for the exact number you can calculate the income expenses of the tourist at the hotels, restaurants, right? And then you can probably at the hotel, then you calculate it, because tourists probably stay in the accommodation properties or hotel, right? So they are saying about bank transactions also, so it can be by name also, or for example it is more easy for international tourist, right? Right, bank cards here calculate average spendings by tourist, right? So survey is one of the method to calculate the information on how much money they are spending in a xyz destination. Okay, length of stay. Generally a tourist, for how many days a tourist is staying at a place, there is a formula. Average length of stay is equal to total number of nights, total tourist nights divided by total number of tourists visited that place. Okay, this is very basic criteria to measure the things. So we till now we measure three criteria: tourist arrival, tourist expenditure, and stay, right? Tourist satisfactions. Now this is a bit complex scenario, right? So maybe tourist is satisfied with the hotel ambience, but not with the hotel staff or food. So such kind of a complex networks are a tough job to measure. Like how are you going to measure the satisfaction of a tourist, right? So for that we need advanced software analysis technique, advanced test, and this we were talking about covariance based structure regression modeling is one of a way, one of the criteria framework to measure the tourist satisfaction in complex model. Okay, there is about a t-test also. T-test is a kind of a test which measures, for example, which measure the variance in means. Okay, means, what are the means? We already discussed. Average is a mean, right? So for example, you are a group of 60 people or 40 people, right? We randomly we divided 20-20, we made two groups. Okay, we send group A to Goa and group B to Shillong, right? So we want to measure how much improvement is in their happiness after the tour, right? This is an analysis of a t-test. It will measure your satisfaction level, right? Different groups, independent groups, simple groups, right? So t-test is there to measure the experiences. Like when it is there are groups are related there, up to two groups are there, then it is this test is used. Okay, t-test or student test is this is also known as a students test. Okay, so this generally talks about the differences in the means, okay, of any two groups. Okay, this is one sample t-test, independent sample t-test, and a pair sample t-test. So we when we are talking about we made two groups of you of the same students, then it is a independent samples. Independent samples with the two different locations, right? If same group is there and we gave a dose to this person, this group, and B group is without dose, so we just want to see the change of that dose. That for example, you attended this workshop and they didn't attend it. So we just want to see the change in spiritual knowledge, spiritual destination, development knowledge in your knowledge and in their knowledge. So what is the significant change? So this is a paired. You are paired with that single. If we want to change, we want to know the spiritual knowledge among you. ठीक है? नहीं ठीक है, नहीं आएगा पता. ठीक है, ये बेसिक एग्जामिनेशन टेस्ट रिमूव करो. ठीक है, time series analysis we discussed already, right? There are 4 stages: seasonality, trend, cyclicity and irregularity. If the data is going to give you such kind of images, you can say that, okay, these are the things there. Visitor flows and pattern. How are you going to measure to which destination tourists are going more, traveling more? So they are saying your mobile data, your location, GPS informations, it gives you. For example, whenever you are traveling and you use Google Maps, the redness shows more traffic toward that side. So that is a flow of tourists, flow of people. That is the flow of people. But in our case, for example, if there is more occupancy of hotels in Leh than Nubra, then Pangong, then we will say the tourist flow is more in Leh city than other places, right? Visitors per area ratio. This is regarding the carrying capacity. Carrying capacity is a what it means. Carrying capacity. Carrying capacity, it can be social carrying capacity, it can be environmental carrying capacity, and it can be cultural carrying capacity, right? If XYZ destination can revive to the original state, original state. For example, you are traveling to XYZ destination, right? And you had picnic there, you had picnic there, okay, you had picnic there, and if the environment of that place can revive to its original stage without external help, then we will say like it is a carrying this carrying environmental carrying capacity of that place is a revived, right? What is the difference between carrying capacity and regenerative capacity or regenerative tourism? You might have read this word very frequently: regenerative tourism. For example, you went on a track, okay, and you found some trash when you were traveling on the you were tracking on the route, right? What you did, you just collected that whole garbage, sorry, all trash, and you took back to that garbage, right? So you left the track more beautiful than you received it. That is regenerative tourism. समझ, किसी चीज को पहले से ज्यादा अच्छा बना के आ गए आप लोग, उसी को ही रीजनरेटिव टूरिज्म बोलते हैं. ठीक है जी. Tourism destination performance measurement. So these are the complex models. These are the complex models. These are not like basically we want to measure the tourist arrival at destinations or tourist expenditure, right? These are the complex thing, because destination performance, it depends upon multiple parameters. 5 तो आपके ही हो गए, है ना? 5 is तो वो जनरली है. Accommodation कैसा है, attraction कैसा है, ये सब कैसा है, तो how they are leading towards the destination performance. उसके अलावा भी और है, ठीक है? Assurance है आपका, acclimatization is also there, right? Acculturation is also there, right? So they are the complex models. ठीक है? नहीं ठीक है, ठीक है? हाँ कर रही है. सिंपल है. एक तरीका है, आप क्या करेंगे, नंबर से मेजर कर लिया आपने ये पता करना कि लद्दाख में कितना टूरिस्ट आया है, तो दिस इज अ काइंड ऑफ इजी जॉब. आप जाएंगे टूरिज्म डिपार्टमेंट को पूछेंगे, या आप जाएंगे आप एयरपोर्ट्स पे पता करेंगे, या आप टोल जो चेक पोस्ट है उससे पता करेंगे. यू विल कम टू नो, राइट? पर लद्दाख एज ए डेस्टिनेशन अच्छा कर रही है कि नहीं कर रही है, वो कैसे पता करेंगे? दे आर कॉम्प्लेक्स मेजरमेंट्स. ठीक है? और रिग्रेशन हो गया, कोरिलेशंस हो गया, वो उसके टेक्निक्स हैं कुछ उसको निकालने के, एनालाइज करने के. डन? सो रिसर्च में कुछ बेसिक सी चीजें हैं जो प्रेजेंटेशन करने के लिए, ठीक है? जब भी हम रेक्टेंगल से प्रेजेंट करते हैं तो इसका मतलब है हमारा क्वेश्चन है वो हमारी इंडिविजुअल आइटम थी, ठीक है। कल कल वाला जो क्वेश्चनर है उससे क्या है, हमने क्या मेजर किया, टूरिस्ट प्रोफाइल मेजर किया लगभग, है ना, टूरिस्ट प्रोफाइल इन लद्दाख, ठीक है जी। तो टूरिस्ट प्रोफाइल हम इसमें लिखेंगे, ये फैक्टर होगा, बड़ा फैक्टर होगा, और उसको बनाएंगे, कौन कौन सी चीजें बनाएंगे, एज तो खैर इसके लिए हमें चाहिए रेटिंग बेस्ड ऑर्डर बेस्ड डेटा, so age is not a orderly, that is a more about your interval kind of data, right, इंटरवल डेटा, राइट, ये ऐसा है। ये इसका मतलब जिस तरफ को एरो लगा है तो इट इज इंपैक्टिंग दैट थिंग, सिंपल, ठीक है। एरो इज लीडिंग फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट टू दिस पॉइंट, इट मींस दिस थिंग इज इंपैक्टिंग दिस थिंग, राइट, एंड दिस इज अ कंस्ट्रक्ट, दिस इज अ फैक्टर, दिस इज अ आइटम। अभी दिखाऊंगा, ये देखो दो तरह के मॉडल होते हैं बेसिकली हमारे पास, हम इसमें दो तरह के पढ़ेंगे, रिफ्लेक्टिव स्केल और फॉर्मेटिव स्केल। रिफ्लेक्टिव क्या होता है, so what are the different components which are leading toward the formation of your happiness, right, or it can be how much contentment you have with your family. Questions, they are fit questions and they are going to make your formative model, right, no addition no deletion, right. But similarly, I'm asking you some questions on happiness. I feel happy when I travel, I feel happy when I travel by car, I feel happy when I travel by motorcycle, right. So removing one or two, any of the question is not going to impact that, you are traveling, right. Similarly, when you, for example, if you want to measure the god, so in Hindu mythology there is a three gods, your Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, so they are complete, they are forming that concept of god, clear. So formative complex is something you cannot alter, you cannot change, but in case of reflective models you can, changing of one or the other item is not going to influence it, clear, नहीं clear, थोड़ा समझ आया। आपने बोला, आपसे पूछा मैंने कि आपकी जिंदगी किन चीजों के ऊपर डिपेंड करती है, तो आपने बोला मेरी लाइफ में तीन चीजें सेट हैं, मुझे आई वांट टू लिव माय लाइफ विद फैमिली, आई वांट टू हैव माय ओन बिजनेस, एंड आई वांट टू एक्सेल इन लाइफ, तीन कंपोनेंट है मेरे लाइफ की हैप्पीनेस के। ओके, जब मेरी लाइफ में चीजें सेट हैं, जब सेट है तो दैट इज अ फॉर्मेटिव रिफ्लेक्ट, एंड व्हेन देयर इज अल्टरेशन, देयर कैन बी चेंज समथिंग, देन इट इज अ रिफ्लेक्टिव। फिक्स is related to formative, and when it is something changeable, it is a reflective, okay. So it is also saying measures are representative of the latent variables. It can be happiness, like happiness is a, we were talking about, I love traveling, I love to travel, I travel to mountains, I travel to beaches, I travel by car, I travel by cycle, right. So changing one and the other is not going to impact it, traveling is giving him happiness, that's all. And this is the case of formative we talked about a Maslow hierarchy, four components are there, it means there. These are the different models, okay. And Joffel, which model it was in your research? Formative and reflective. What was it? He worked on a responsible traveler framework, right. Responsible traveler framework was a construct. It was measured through four components: informed travelers, informed behavior, और क्या था, informed traveler, informed behavior, destination knowledge and respect for the culture. If a person is doing these four things, then it is going to form that your responsible traveler framework, right? And then how it was leading toward the sustainable, that was a part of a reflective thing, right? That is a correct, that is reflecting something, that is a giving something. Clear? So बिल्डिंग रिसर्च मॉडल कैसे बनते हैं? रिसर्च मॉडल आपके इंटरेस्ट के हिसाब से बनता है। रिफ्लेक्टिव, फॉर्मेटिव रिफ्लेक्टिव कैसा है? आपकी रिसर्च डिसाइड करेगी, आपका इंटरेस्ट डिसाइड करेगा, आपका जो पढ़ाई पीछे की पढ़ाई है, रिसर्च स्टडीज है, वो डिसाइड करेंगे कि क्या है ये, कैसे आप रिसर्च मॉडल बनाएंगे। क्लियर? हम एग्जांपल लेते हैं, लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ स्पिरिचुअल टूरिज्म एंड कल्चरल रिवाइवल। ठीक है कि स्पिरिचुअल टूरिज्म जो है वो कैसे कल्चरल रिवाइवल को लीड कर रहा है। दिस इज आवर ऑनगोइंग स्टडी। ओके, तो सबसे पहले तो ये दो चीजें हैं, ये एक देखो क्या हुआ, बताओ क्या पढ़ा अब तक? ठीक आ गई, चलो ठीक है, अच्छा ठीक है। सो वी वांट टू नो द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन स्पिरिचुअल टूरिज्म एंड कल्चरल रिवाइवल, हाउ इट इज impacting each other. Okay, so for that it was my interest, it was your interest to study spiritual tourism, that's why you are here. When your interest is identified, then you will start reading. Okay, in that context we read this paper. Research paper is some research documents, right, written by some good researchers. Okay, we went through this and then we came to know he has identified these 7 steps which are essential for spiritual tourism experiences. Okay, he is talking about spiritual coping, purpose of life, consciousness, transcendence, spiritual resources, self determinations and soul purification. अब पर्पस ऑफ लाइफ को भी हम मेजर करेंगे। I travel because I feel I find the purpose of life, right? Spiritual practices gives me clear purpose of life. These are the questions, and from where these questions will come? These questions will come from this paper. This is one paper. When you are into research, you read more papers, more and more papers, right? Boring, right? Okay, so these are the simple concept. Then we read another paper, right? It is talking about the dimension of spiritualities, right? And this paper again talk about 6 dimensions. The other paper that talk about 7 dimensions, this paper talked about 6 dimensions. And then we clubbed few of the common, okay, and we came up with the, and then we see, till now we just study the spiritual tourism, but we want to study the connection between spiritual tourism and cultural revival also. So we are supposed to find that literature also. तो उसके रिगार्डिंग हमने ये बुक पढ़ा जिसमें लिखा था कि स्पिरिचुअल टूरिज्म जो है वो हेल्प करता है किसी भी कम्युनिटी के कल्चर को रिवाइव करने के लिए। तो कनेक्शन होना चाहिए। मान लो अब और एग्जांपल लेते हैं, पुलिस वाले क्या करते हैं, पहले केस लगा देते हैं, नाम लगा देते हैं, ये इसका नाम आ गया, ठीक है, फिर किस किस को छोड़ देते हैं इनिशियल इन्वेस्टिगेशन में, जिसका नाम नहीं आता, जिसका कोई कनेक्शन नहीं आता, ठीक है। तो यही है, हमारे में कनेक्शन आ गया, जिसको पढ़ के हमारे पास कनेक्शन आ गया, हम उसको चैप्टर को, उसको रिसर्च पेपर को रख लेते हैं, जिसमें नहीं आता उसको छोड़ देते हैं, ठीक है। तो हम जो रिसर्च मॉडल बनाते हैं दैट इज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सम गुड स्टडी मटेरियल, अखबार में आए हुए उसको बेस बहुत कम केसेस में बनाते हैं, अदरवाइज एक अच्छी जो रिसर्च हुई, अच्छा जो काम हुआ है, वहीं से हम स्टडी करते हैं रुबीना, ठीक है। सो थ्योरी ऑफ कल्चरल रिवाइवल के ऊपर भी हमें डाटा मिला, जो भी मिला वहां से हमने जो है अपना मॉडल बिल्ड किया। ऐसे बना मॉडल, बना कि नहीं बना? बना ना। तो स्पिरिचुअल टूरिज्म के लिए जो है ये 9 कंपोनेंट्स आ गए हमारे। 9 कंपोनेंट्स आ गए. स्पिरिचुअल, ये एरो क्यों लगा रहे हैं हम, हमने पहले पढ़ा बेसिक रूल में कि दिस इज इंपैक्टिंग दिस, बोला था ना हमने. फिर ये जो है ये बॉक्स है, सॉरी ये तो बॉक्स रेक्टेंगल पता है आपको. दीज आर दीज आर द कंट्रोल वेरिएबल, एज, जेंडर, है ना. देखो पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं ना आप, कहीं भी पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं तो वहां का इन्वायरमेंट जो है वो इंपैक्ट करता है. सिमिलर दिस इज द इन्वायरमेंट एक्चुअली, इस कंट्रोल्ड इन्वायरमेंट में हम जो वो स्टडी कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो कल्चर रिवाइवल का ये, अब ये क्या है, ये कौन सा मॉडल है, सिर्फ ये रिफ्लेक्टिव है या फॉर्मेटिव है, रिफ्लेक्टिव है या फॉर्मेटिव है, रिफ्लेक्टिव हो सकता है. और ये हो सकता है. दिस इज initially it is assumed a formative model. These are the components which are forming this spiritual tourism. Dimensions है ना, basic dimensions. खाना बनाने के लिए क्या क्या चाहिए, है ना, तो ये खाना है और इसके इंग्रेडिएंट्स है. ठीक है जी. वैसे ही, और it can be n into numbers. This thing can be n into numbers. It can be numerous. Other people will come, they will identify other dimensions. Clear जी. ठीक है. So this is how spiritual tourism is leading towards a cultural revival, or especially Tibetan cultural revival. Okay, and how it is going to reflect its things through Tibetan knowledge, its repeated one, right? Tibetan performing arts, oral traditions, right? So identification of tourism research, how do you identify? Like I will do research in this context. Interest, trend, or when you are pursuing PhD, you will go with the interest of your supervisor, right? For example, if you are going to opt for 4-year degree, then your class teacher will tell you what are you supposed to do. Research उसमें भी करना पड़ेगा आपको. ठीक है, तो चाहे 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 अच्छे दिल से करो चाहे बुरे दिल से करो, but रिसर्च जो है it is going to be integral part of your study now, right? So decide. So how are you going to decide your interest? You will brainstorm, you will talk to your peer group आपके दोस्त जो है, close friends जो है, you will talk to seniors, some learned people, then you will come to that point, and then you will identify this identify your research, or in which area of tourism research you are supposed to do research. For example, in context of Ladakh, water shortage is a very critical component. So how can you host more tourists with less water consumptions, right? It can be like for example, few of the tourists who are coming from outside, they are very rowdy. So what is their influence on the society, on the young generations, right? How the biking on the rough terrain is influencing the flora and fauna of this place, such kind of things, practical, whatever it is important for the locals, it must be your point of research interest in tourism, right? How can you improve sustainable tourism in Ladakh? How can you improve sustainable this astro tourism in Ladakh? क्यों रुबीना, ऐसे होता है नहीं होता? So these are the variables, and this is sustainable development. It got mixed up, sir, right? Identification, how are you going to identify? This is the what are the trends, what is the need of the locality. These are the things which are going to help you to focus. Done? Any question? No sir. ये किस खुशी में कि लेक्चर खत्म हो गया, उस खुशी में? हाँ सर बोल रहे हैं.